Okay,
Off the
okay,
campus.
okay. So we are live in effect, and we have True from. Are you guys still going by carbonation, or what is the
The kingdom of God.
Kingdom of God? From Kingdom of God?
Hmm.
Okay. So we have True from Kingdom of God. And we will be asking some questions, getting to know a little bit more about True from our platform, my platform, and the Night Owls, and getting a little bit of understanding. I've seen that you have done interviews with, like just different things on Bigo and things like that. So we're gonna get right on into that after this intro, so that we can get some people on in here. I'm
Hmm.
gonna start this intro and then we're gonna go. Hey, what's up? It's your girl Nique, and you're tuned in to Nique at Night. If this is your first time here, over here we are the Night Owls. If you have not hit that subscribe button, I want you to go ahead and do that right now. This is a channel where I talk about celebrity news and gossip and give my opinion on trending stories. But just know, keep in mind that over here, this is an acquired taste. You know what I'm saying? This ain't for everybody. So, proceed with caution. But, still hit that subscribe button. Anyways. All right, all right, all right. So now that we got that out the way, we're going to get on into this gig. Now, you are from, you said the kingdom?
Carbon. You can just go by carbonation. The kingdom of God is the mind of God, and that's the mind that we have. That's the mind that the Most High Chief Three God has given us.
Okay. All right. So before we get started into information about carbonation, because a lot of people want to know about things that have gone on carbonation, how you joined, da 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 da, all these things like that. So before we go into a lot of the things that people want to know that they've seen play out on videos, I'm gonna first start with your early beginnings. So I'm gonna play a video for you, a quick video clip, and then I want you to explain to us or elaborate on what you see. All right?
Hmm.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard the last part, but my Saturn is in Capricorn, and I was introduced to order and structure at an early age. My Babylon mother had me like I always had to make up my bed. When I finished playing video games, I had to like wrap the cords back up. When I finished playing with toys, I had to put them back in the box. Everything was very methodical. And then on top of that, my Babylonian father was in the military. So military was me as soon as I logged in. So it's easy for me to understand why order and structure is important. You know how you go over somebody's house and they just got stuff everywhere, microwave got old food in it. That didn't fly in my home. Everything had to be precise and lined up and dressed up. So it was natural that I ended up in the military anyway. And it all stemmed from when my Babylonian mother passed. My Babylonian mother transitioned in, I can't remember, I think it was 2004. I was 15 at the time. And that experience, how I perceived that experience was, this was the universe trying, with peace reflection, this was the universe trying to tell me that having an emotional attachment to people is not the best idea. It's something that it's wrong to be attached to people. So rather than experience that again, that perception of losing someone, I said that I will never get that close to another person again.
Y'all look good.
So explain to us your early beginnings when you were in Babylon with your Babylon mother. As you've seen in the clip, you stated how your mother passed in, what'd you say, 2007?
Nah, I graduated in 2007. It had to be like 2004,
Oh,
2005, or around in there. 2004, I think.
Okay. So in the 2 clips that I showed, you talked about how when you were at home with your mom, that there was a lot of structure with your mom and your father, and you also talked about how she later transitioned. So give us a little bit of background about your early beginnings.
Okay, so I'm from Butler, Georgia, which is like a small town right outside of. Most people don't know about it, but it's Macon. You ever heard of Macon? You probably never heard of Macon, but if you're from Georgia, you would know. It's right outside of Macon, Georgia, Fort Valley, Warner Robins, Thomaston. Um, in addition to being like really ordered and structured, my Babylon mother pushed academics above anything else. So I had to have like straight A's, nothing less than a 90. Um, I was always like encouraged to go to college and be a doctor and all those type of things like that. Um, my father was in the military as well, so him and my mother ended up getting a divorce before I was 5, and she ended up leaving my father. What was that? What
That
was
was
that?
my computer.
Oh, okay. She ended up leaving my father when they was in Germany. She came back and brought me back to the States while he was still over there. And most of the
Were you born in Germany?
no, I was born in Warner Robins. Warner
Okay.
Robins is in Georgia. Warner Robins.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I had I guess you could say, a normal childhood. Played on a basketball team. Did well in school. Didn't get in no trouble with the law or nothing like that. Um, didn't see my father that much because he was, like I said, he was in the military, so he was always out of the country, out of the state or something like that. And my mother remarried my stepfather when I was like 8 years old, and he was a pretty good guy. He showed me how to like cut grass and fix stuff and how to drive and all that stuff like that. But it was just typical childhood, nothing crazy, no childhood abuse or nothing like that.
Okay. So there was no childhood abuse or anything like that. And then your mother transitioned. Can you talk about that with us?
Yeah, so one day we was at church. This was like, I know it was around Christmas time, probably like maybe a week or two before Christmas or whatnot. And she used to sit in the front, and she would sit in the front with, the women her age. She was like 40 something, and I'd sit in the back with the teenagers or whatnot, because I was like 15 at the time. And I looked up in the church, and then I seen like some people fanning her, and I'm like, what's going on? She must got the Holy Ghost or whatever. But they kept fanning her, and then they ended up calling the ambulance or whatnot. And so the ambulance ended up taking her out. And when I was in the car, she was like making this gargling noise. She was like, "Gar, gar, 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 gar." I'm like, what the is that? Like, she couldn't talk. Like, she couldn't say words no more. And I'm in the back seat as me and my stepfather, like, we're driving her to into town because the ambulance didn't come out there. So we brought her to the ambulance. And I'm like, what in the world is that? And so they end up taking her out of the car, putting her in the ambulance, and then rushing her to the hospital. And then, yeah, she never said, I never heard anything else from her since then, since that point. That night before, and in church was the last time I heard her talk. And ended up finding out she had a brain aneurysm. And that was the cause of death. And yeah.
Okay. So in the video that I showed, you said that at that point of your mom transitioning, that made you no longer want to be attached to anything. Is that still how you feel today?
No. Now I understand that I am everything, and that the people I deal with in my reality are actually different versions of myself, and that what I'm experiencing is a projection of my own mind. So the notion of being attached to somebody now wouldn't make any sense, because I know that people are just extensions of my own mind. And what people are here for in your life is for you to learn something through. And so it's not the person that you're supposed to be attached to. You're supposed to learn a lesson, and then when that lesson is learned, you no longer need that person. And the idea of somebody dying and the idea of somebody transitioning, because I understand the nature of reality and how this reality is actually a holographic projection of my mind, there's no need to cry. It would be like crying for somebody that I met in my dream. Mm-hmm. The people in my reality, they're figments of my imagination. They're not real. They don't exist outside of my observation. So the only way that people can be sad when they lose somebody is when they don't understand the nature of reality and how it works.
Okay. I want to ask you more questions and go deeper into that. But remember when I was telling you I heard a static in the chat, they're also saying that they hear the static as well. So I think it might be, I don't know, something, I don't know if you have to go out and come back in, or there's a static though.
Okay, I'll leave and come back in.
Okay. All right. So we are going to hear more in a second. But yeah, that there's like a static. So I want to see what that is about. Hopefully he comes back soon. Those of you guys who didn't see the video that we're referring to, I'll play that in the meantime until he comes back.
And it all stemmed from when my Babylonian mother passed. My Babylonian mother transitioned in, I can't remember, I think it was 2004. I was 15 at the time. And that experience, how I perceived that experience was, this was the universe trying, what peace reflection, this was the universe trying to tell me that having an emotional attachment to people is not the best idea. It's something that...
Okay, he's back. All right, let's see if there's still a static. Talk.
You still here?
No, it sounds better. Does it sound better, chat?
Matter of fact, let me turn you down some.
Oh, thank you guys for the comments about the bucket hat. This bucket hat is available on my website. Y'all know I always have to do a plug on my website, www.niqueatnight.com on period, okay? And you can find this bucket hat along with several other styles. Anyways, all right, so they are saying that it sounds much better, so we are good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So you said that the part that you left off, you said that you learned that you are in a reality, everything is a figment of your reality.
Everything is a figment of your imagination. The reality that we live in is a mental projection. Everything in this reality is different thoughts taking different shapes and forms. The people, the places. The only reason that we think that this reality is more real than a dream that we had is contingent upon our own personal biases and our attachment to the people and things that we have in this reality. What's the difference between this reality and the dream you had when you experience this world and the dream you had in the same manner?
Okay. Well, I think that there's a little bit of a difference. Just, I would be what you guys would consider living in Babylon or whatever.
Wait, did you understand my question?
What'd you say?
So you didn't understand my question?
No. Can you say it again?
Listen. What's the difference between this reality, the way you experience this reality, and the way you experience a dream?
Okay, yeah, I did understand. I was about to speak about that. So, okay. So in this reality that I'm in right now, I'm talking to you, right? Like I have to like once I get off of here talking to you, like I got to worry about like paying bills. I got to be, worry about, how my life is going to move forward on a day to day. When I go to sleep, I don't got to worry about money. I don't got to worry about food, nothing. But then I get woke up, I gotta pee, you know, and the regular
I don't think you
functions happen.
understand. I don't think you understand the question still.
Maybe I don't.
Okay. So when I ask you, what's the difference between the manner in which you experience this reality and a dream? I'm referring to your perception. You have sight, taste, touch, smell, and hearing, right? And that's the only thing that you dealt with. That if you, for example, right? Do you know that your eyes don't see anything? Do you understand how sight works?
Yeah, but I feel like I'm looking at you right now.
But we're not talking about how you feel. I'm dealing with the objective reality of how things operate. Do you know how your eyes work?
Yeah, like you see what's in front of you, or
That's
you're
not,
blind and you can't see.
you're describing sight to me. I'm asking you, do you know how it works? The functionality of your eyeballs and the relationship between your eyes and your brain. Do you know that?
I know that something is connected to the something. I don't know the
So you don't
correct
know.
terms.
So you don't know.
I know enough, but go ahead. You can elaborate.
Okay, so you don't know. When it comes to your eyeballs and the relationship between your eyeballs and your brain, your eyes are connected to your brain by what is known as the optical nerve. Your eyes take in light photons, but these light photons never come in contact with your brain because your eyes convert these light photons into electrical signals that then go forward and produce an electrical copy in your brain. So what you're seeing as vision is actually an electrical copy that your eyes form, that your brain forms. You understand that?
No, I still don't. I won't tell a lie.
Okay. So so what I'm saying to you is that if you were to disconnect the optical nerve, the nerve between your eyeball and your brain, you couldn't see no more. You understand that,
Correct.
right? So if you disconnect the nerve between your ears and your brain, you couldn't hear no more. Same thing with your tongue, your nose, and your spinal cord. What I'm saying to you is that the reality that you cope with right now is nothing more than electrical signals that are being interpreted by your brain. Your brain never comes in contact with what you think of as the external world because your brain right now is literally encased in your skull in absolute darkness. So how is it that your brain that never comes in contact with the outside world is telling your eyes what it's seeing, or telling your nose what it's smelling, or telling your tongue what it's tasting, or telling your ears what it's hearing?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. There's certain levels of intelligence, and my intelligence level hasn't really got that far.
So you didn't understand nothing I just said.
Yeah, you said that you have your brain connected. It's above me, for real, for real.
So you don't understand what I'm saying, which means you don't understand the relationship between how you experience this reality
No, because
and how you experience it.
I hear what you're saying. You know how sometimes people are visual learners? I think I might be more of a visual learner on that particular topic.
So you can't imagine what I'm saying in your mind?
No,
Hmm.
I'm just
So what
being
I'm saying to you, I'll simplify it. What I'm saying to you is that you perceive a dream through the five senses. You perceive this reality through the five senses. What makes a dream less real than this reality? When you experience a dream the same way you're experiencing this reality right now, identical, identical. There's literally no difference between this reality, the manner in which you experience it, and the way you experience a dream. They're identical. So what I'm saying
okay.
to you is that life itself is nothing more than a series of dreams, a series of mental projections that develop in your brain from the electrical signals that your external eyes, nose, ears, and tongue and spinal cord experience and interpret and take in.
Right. So I understand that now that you've explained it again, but the only difference that I would recall or recollect from my experience is that whenever my dream of reality continues in this form, it continues. So when I go to sleep and I wake up, like it's a continuous dream versus when I'm asleep, it's just random stuff. Like this reality is a continuation, but I don't
So
want to
you
really get
believe
stuck.
this? So you
I don't really
believe
want to
this
get stuck
reality?
on that
So
part.
you believe this reality is not a dream because the patterns line up with the previous patterns.
Correct. I said that's the difference.
But that does not take away from the manner in which you experience it.
Mm-hmm.
You experience your dreams in the same fashion that you're experiencing this reality right now. The only reason you believe in this reality right now more than you do in your other dreams is because you've invested more focus and energy and attachments to the things that occur in this particular realm.
Okay. Well, I definitely learned something new right there. So I'm gonna move forward. Um okay, so we talked about your early beginnings, and then now I want to talk about your time in the military. So I'm gonna play um a video and then I'll have you elaborate on that part. Is that fine? Okay.
So I'm gonna start with my journey out of the military. That's really the point in my life where all of my Babylonian ingredients had reached their conclusion. It was time for me to move forward and begin a new journey. So I was in the United States Army for 8 years, and for 8 years it was a consistent cycle of drill after drill after drill after drill, and all of it was geared towards a war state mentality. Everything was designed to get us focused, get us paying attention to detail, get us in the constant state of being flexible, because at any moment you could pack up, boom, bam, you gotta go. You gotta go overseas, you gotta go to a new state.
All right, and there's one more video.
So if you're not familiar with the military, they take us through basic training, which is a series of simulated warfare events that condition your mind to be desensitized so that you can go out and do the things that the military is doing to people throughout the earth plane. So I was subjected to images of people getting their legs blown off, getting the back of their head blown off. Peace, reflection, see clear. I like that. That's dope. People getting their head blowed off. Medics coming to try to patch somebody up. People's brains hanging out. All of these things. This is just basic training. They're conditioning the minds, and then they try to get their children. 18 is not an adult.
All right. So after that, you talked about how the military tries to recruit people at the age of 18, that they're not an adult. So I want you to elaborate on that. And I would like to know, in Babylon, we would call it PTSD. Are you familiar with that term?
Yeah.
Do you think that you suffered any forms of PTSD?
No.
Do you feel like you were negatively affected by any way in being in the military? And before you answer, I just want to say, are you familiar with the term code switching?
Code switching?
Uh-huh.
No, I have no idea what code switching is.
Okay. So code switching is like when I'm with my homegirls, I'll be like, girl, you know, such and such and such, and woo woo, you know, I talk in all kind of like slang, right? And then like when I go to my job, like if I go to a 9 to 5, I'm like, hi, may I help you? What can I do? You know, and I talk very proper, or you know, I can switch between talking like in my vernacular that I have with my friends to a different vernacular that I have with my work life. So here we on the NiteOwls, we kind of understand like more of a Babylon vernacular. So I just want to know if like when you do explain, you can explain like kind of code switch and like translate Babylon type of vernacular. You get
So
it?
you want me to reduce myself to your understanding?
I would like, you know, I mean, similar to a teacher. A teacher basically, they teach a student, like if I'm a teacher, right, and I'm teaching a third grader, I'm not going to teach a third grader at the level that I would teach a high school student. So I'm not at graduated elevated level of a carbonation graduate or disciple. So I'm just asking if you can speak to us in a level that we would understand in Babylon.
About what in particular?
Just when you respond and with your answers.
Okay.
Okay. So being that, so I wanted to know about the military and the effects that you felt like it had.
Oh, the military taught me how to be organized. It taught me how to push past perceived limits that the common person still.
They saying it's an echo. I don't know why.
It just
I don't know what that is.
me either.
I don't have it open anywhere. Do you have it open anywhere?
No. I don't hear it no more.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, what was the original question you asked me? What did the military teach me?
Yeah, and what effects did it have? Maybe I'll mute myself when you talk.
Oh yeah, it taught me how to be disciplined. It taught me how to be very neat. Taught me how to be very clean. It taught me how to push past the limits of a civilian. A civilian is a person that's never had any military experience. It taught me that mission completion comes before your own personal feelings or opinions about something. It taught me the importance of organization, teamwork. It taught me a lot of good things. The only bad thing I would say about the military is their agenda. The people in the military are blindly going to other countries to kill people and tear down people's cities in the name of people that they don't even know. Like that's one of the reasons why I left the military, is because I didn't know who I was working for. I didn't know if them Iraqi people or them Afghanistani people did anything to America anyway. They didn't do nothing to me. And then I thought about it. What do I look like as a black man defending America after the relationship that America has had with my ancestors? Didn't make any sense. I had woke up to what I was doing, and I realized I was being manipulated by money and benefits. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Okay, so after you was no longer in the military, what was the transition from the military to carbonation? So I'm gonna play a video and then I'll have you respond.
Reflection. Who are we? Carbonation. What is carbonation? The Christ conscious. Who are you? Angels of the Most High, divine angels of light. Who am I? The Honorable Master Teacher Natureboy, Commander-in-Chief of the Earth Plane, my highest self.
Who am I?
Queen Eliana, Commander-in-Chief of the Earth Plane, my highest self. Where do you come from? The highest frequency of the sun. And what is your mission? To collect the elite and prevent the weak. Reflection.
All right. So looking at that, it reminds me a lot of the military. Do you think that the military prepared you to be a part of carbonation? And you talked about the agenda of the military. What do you feel like is the agenda of carbonation?
The agenda of carbonation is to teach people divine knowledge of self so that we can stop acting as cancer cells upon the planet and start living in tune with the planet like every other creature on the planet. The Most High Chief, Three God, teaches us that there's only one thing wrong with nature, and that's human nature. If you look at the behavior of millions of species on the planet, birds, insects, amphibians, reptiles, there's only one thing wrong with this planet out of millions of species, and that's humans. So we understand that in order to create heaven on earth, all we got to do is fix the psychology of humans, because everything else on the planet is able to sustain itself without destroying the earth, without polluting the earth, and also without working for money. So human beings are suffering from a psychosis of thinking that they need money to survive in the presence of a full ecosystem that has no concept of money at all. That is a psychotic disorder that needs to be addressed. Money is acting as a middleman between you and what you actually need, which is resources. You need water, you need fresh air, you need food, you need shelter, you need family, healthy people. Everything else in nature has that without money. So why is it that the human being believes that they need money? Because of the system that they're subjected to. Because of epigenetics. Dr. Bruce Lipton shows that epigenetics confirms that human beings cannot be any greater than the environment they're exposed to, just like cells in the culture medium or in the petri dish.
Okay. So, being that we are now in a system that does require money, can you elaborate on how you guys navigate through that, being that you need money to survive?
So when you look at the Bible, right, Jesus says, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. Now, we're not oblivious to the system. Of course, we have to maneuver through the system, and it requires money to maneuver through the system. The difference is that we don't give our mind or our soul to the system. You don't see me clocking in nowhere. You don't see me going to a job. I do not believe in working for money. What we should do is we should take the money to utilize it as a tool to get out of the system, not continuously create a cycle or a new generation of people that's going to go right back into it. That's the difference. Okay. And we don't pride ourselves on money. Money's not the answer. What's really the answer is morality. If we all treated each other fairly, if we all treated each other as if I was you and you were me, if we treated each other as an extension of ourselves, then nobody could go hungry. Nobody could be thirsty. Nobody could be without shelter. Nobody could be without the proper attention or acknowledgement that they need. It's clear that money does not bring happiness, nor does it solve problems. Because if that was the case, then that means that every lottery winner should have an increase in their life and the quality of their life, but they don't. There's horror stories when it comes to lottery. So money doesn't do anything but amplify who you already are. Money doesn't heal anything. What heals a person is their change in perspective, because all is mental.
All right. So, being that you said that you do understand that you have to navigate through life with getting money, if you are not willing to work a job to get money to continue to navigate, why is it okay for you to request Babylon dollars to fund your navigation through the system?
I don't request Babylon dollars.
When you ask people to donate to the Cash App?
I don't ask people to donate. I just let them know where they can. I don't ask nobody for nothing. There's people out there that want to donate. It's not like I'm talking to the people that don't deal with us. I'm not talking to them. There's people that literally, yo, I want to donate. Where can I donate? So I let them know where they can donate. I never ask for donation.
Okay. So you just rather tell them if they want to send their Babylon dollars, they can, but you're not asking them to send their Babylon dollars.
The only thing I do is say, this is the Cash App.
But isn't that the same as asking them for money? How is that different?
It's different because I'm not saying I need money, send the money. I'm not needing. No, these are people that want to donate, and when we create an avenue for them to do that. Doing things for money would mean that I'm coming on your platform because you're giving me X amount of dollars, or I'm teaching hey y'all, I'm coming to teach because y'all are giving me X amount of dollars. I don't do that. That's against the law. That's against living in tune with nature, because everything in nature is of service to something else, and it doesn't require a payment. So I don't believe in working for money. I don't believe in going somewhere or doing something solely for the purpose of exchanging it for money.
Okay. So when you get to a point in your navigation through, when there comes a time and the people have given all of the money that they want to give, then what will be the next plan to continue to navigate, being that you still need money?
Oh, you're asking me for plan B.
Yeah, like when people,
I don't know what that is. I don't know how you operate, but I've never operated with a plan B. I only do plan A. Plan B only serves as a distraction to plan A. Whatever I focus on the most, because I understand the universe and cosmic currency, because our true money, our true currency is our attention. I've been doing this for 4 years. I don't focus on what if this doesn't work, or what if this happens, or what if that happens. I focus strictly on what it is that I want, and that's how my reality has, and that has how my reality has shaped and formed, and that is what my reality has supported. I don't know no notion of what if. I don't know no plan B. I don't know fail safes. I don't know what you're talking about. It's like a championship sports team that goes to the championship game with the idea of what are we going to do if we lose? No, they go into the championship game knowing they're going to win. I go into my reality. I go into my universe. I focus on what I want, knowing that that's what it's going to be. And that's what it has been. Because don't you know about the law of attraction? Everybody that's a little bit aware of spirituality knows about the law of attraction, that the universe will bring you exactly what you focus on. So I'm just a master at that.
Okay, so you're the master of attracting people. So what do you think about the people who are going and working these 9 to 5s? Like, you have elevated to a point to where you're not gonna work for the money. So what do you think of the people who are working for the money and deciding to, like, why are what can you explain the attraction that makes them wanna work, and then they're attracted to transition and funnel their money for your navigation? Like, how does that attraction work? Can you elaborate on that?
Well, people tend to build their lives around their comfort zone. And a lot of people see what we're doing and they live vicariously. You know what vicariously means, right?
Yeah, they live through you.
Yeah, so people live vicariously through us. So they know in their mind that they don't have the courage or the strength to break out of their comfort zone and do what we're doing. So they choose to live that life through us, and they attach themselves in a way that they can be a part of it without being a part of it.
Okay, and so their way of being a part of it is to donate the
And
money.
keep the movement going. Yeah. I mean, it's just like with Martin Luther King. I mean, there was people that didn't march with Martin Luther King, but they donated because they believed in what he was doing. Same thing with Malcolm X and Nation of Islam. There's people that don't go to the podium and speak, or they don't go and march, but they do support behind the scenes. You need those people. That's even in the military. Everybody doesn't go out and shoot. Everybody doesn't go out and drop bombs. Everybody doesn't go out and kick out doors. There's people behind the scenes that support in the cause. Everybody's not meant to be out front.
Okay. All right. So moving on to the next question. So what is the biggest misconception that people have as it pertains to carbonation?
Um, that people are that people are there's a lot of misconceptions that it's a sex cult, that people are being held against their will, that people are being abused, that Chief is a bad person. Um, everything pretty much everything that's negative is a misconception. Everything that they say that's negative is people only can perceive you from who they are. So people are constantly projecting their limited perspectives on what we're doing rather than doing their due diligence to go to our actual YouTube channel and see what we're about. Because people usually take the surrounding third-party reports about who we are and they move off of that alone, which says everything about who they are as people and the type of judge that they are. But rarely do people go to our YouTube channel, which is 3God TV on YouTube. It's right there. It has almost 1,600 videos of knowledge, of teachings about science, astrology, biology, quantum physics, melanin, grounding, psychology, cosmic currency, generational curses. It's a lot of content there. So a lot of useful information there. But most people don't penetrate past the stupidity that's promoted around it to actually get to the core of what we stand for and what we're about. So the misconceptions are going to be continuous until people actually take the time to go to the source of what we are, rather than taking it from somebody who's perceiving us from a negative narrative.
Okay. So You said that everything that people think that is negative is a misconception, but the things that are positive are not misconceptions? Those are
No, no. As far as what this is what we're about. We're about teaching knowledge of self that allows people to free themselves from the European Babylon mindset that they exhibit every single day. Like, for example, people are trapped in fear of what life would look like without money. People fear that. People really can't grasp it. They really can't grasp the life without money. People would like to say, well, don't you need money to for this? You need money to survive. Well, I keep telling people, look at nature, look at every animal around you, in the ocean, in the jungle, in the air. None of them have money. How are they surviving? Duh, they're surviving off of the earth because the earth is the source of our life. The sun is the source of our life. You don't need money, bro. And when I say you don't need money, I'm talking about in the kingdom of God, in the kingdom in heaven on earth. You don't need money. I'm not oblivious that's in play and how you need money to maneuver through it. I'm just saying people use your money to bring yourself out of it rather than staying in the continuous cycle of it.
okay. So I'm gonna go to one of the misconceptions that you mentioned. You said
Mhm.
that they think that you three God is abusive.
Yeah, most people think that.
Okay. So what would you classify the videos where it looks like that's happening?
It's a part of gaining people's attention. I know that it looks ridiculous from other people's perspective who may not know what's going on. You just have to understand that when you talk about quantum physics for 3 hours, when you talk about melanin for 3 hours, when you talk about astrology for 3 hours, Black people don't care. And that's our target audience. Our target audience is African American people. African American people don't care about quantum physics. They don't care about astrology. They don't care about biology. They don't care about epigenetics. They don't. What they care about is drama. They care about rumors, gossip, things of that nature. So we use certain strategies and certain tactics to gain the attention of people so that we could direct them to what we're actually about. If I were to talk
Can I
about,
pause you for 1 second?
excuse me?
I said, can I pause you for 1 second?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I seen your video where you talked about what
Somebody said
attracts.
call me.
What was that?
I said somebody had called me. I had to stop the call.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I seen your video where you were talking about what attracted you to carbonation.
Mm-hmm.
And in your video, you had stated that you had gotten tired of being in the military, and then you started to be attracted to the woke movement and you wanted some type of enlightenment, right? And then you said that once you started to watch the woke movement and you mentioned some people that you started to watch and everything like that, you said you mentioned Dr. Umar and a couple other people.
Mm-hmm.
You felt like they were kind of fake and phony, right? Then at
No,
that
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
or I'm paraphrasing. I'm sorry. It was
But it
something
was a terrible
they didn't align with
it
they
was a
didn't align
terrible
with what you
paraphrase.
believe. So
Say what?
then you stated that you found a video of Three God teaching, and when
Mm.
you found a video of him teaching, that attracted you. So I would kind of give a little pushback because when you talked about it in your video, it wasn't any of the foolishness that got you attracted to be a part of carbonation. You kind of said that you were attracted and you wanted to go and meet with them because of the positivity that was going on.
So you're saying that because of what I'm attracted to, that's a accurate reflection of what the general people are attracted to? Generally, people aren't attracted to to science. Black people don't care about science.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is most of the stories that I seen whenever anybody who was joining into carbonation, most of the people who was joining in, they talked about the knowledge part of it is the reason why they wanted to join. And it wasn't anything about the what you are classifying as garnering attention.
Yeah.
It was more so about the knowledge. So if the knowledge was able to attract you, it was able to attract Velvet, it was able to attract Aya, it was able to attract. I've seen so many videos and I've been watching them of different people talking about what attracted them to carbonation. It was about the knowledge and it wasn't about what you are saying is what you guys use to grab attention. So if you guys were able to go to carbonation without any of that, why do you feel like you guys need to use so much of that to get attention now?
Because the people you're referring to are a small fraction of African Americans. The general population of African Americans, they don't care about no knowledge and information. They don't care about raw knowledge and information. If you were to start playing a science video on your channel for 2 hours, nobody would watch it.
Yeah, but aren't you okay? So I also see when
Nobody
you
would
guys
watch
talk
it.
in group, right?
You
And
said what now?
when you guys talked in your group, you said that you guys, the reason why you guys linked up is because you all had a common interest of divine knowledge of self. So if you're attracting people and you're building a family, because I've seen that you guys refer to carbonation as a family. If you're building a family, then why are you trying to attract the people who are entertained by people who get smacked and stuff like that? Like, why not continue to attract the people who are on the same wavelength as you, who like divine knowledge of self?
Do you know how many people that is? That's like 5 people. We're
Are you
trying to get.
are you guys like
Listen
what's
to what I'm saying to you. Listen to what I'm saying to you. It's not. You're not gonna get it consciously. We already understand that. So the goal. This is the goal. The goal is to get your attention long enough to slip the knowledge into your subconscious mind. Because I can tell you something right now, and you consciously can reject it. But your subconscious mind has no ability to reject anything. So we do certain things to get people's attention, to plant the seed of what actually matters into their subconscious mind in the hopes that that seed will grow at a later time. There's certain things that I told you right now that you're not going to remember that I said to you consciously, but because your subconscious mind does not have the ability to turn off or reject anything that I'm saying, it's going to grow in you later.
okay. So what we perceive as abuse when we see him saying smack this person, smack that person, that is only him trying to get attention so that he can give us knowledge.
Yes.
Okay. So
It
another,
works.
huh?
It works. It works because I guarantee most people know us for the stupidity that we portray rather than the knowledge and information. Because most of your questions are not centered around knowledge.
But okay, so what is so I'm kind of lost here. Okay, so what is the goal of carbonation? Are you trying to penetrate the world? Are you like what's the goal?
The goal is to spread divine knowledge of self
Okay.
so that people can correct the Babylonian European mindset that they have been subjected to. The way you think right now is a byproduct of the environment you're exposed to. Had you been somewhere else, you would not even look the way you look today. You are literally a reflection of America. You are an American woman. This was something that you did not consciously choose, but something that has been subconsciously installed in you since you was a little girl.
Okay. So, being that we are a people who have data collected in our subconscious, we also are a people who get data by mimicking behavior.
That's
So,
subconscious.
huh?
That's also subconscious.
Okay. So, that part of people smacking people and doing all that, a person could see that and then now they want to go smack their girlfriends or their Eurecias or their wives. Isn't that a negative effect? Because if a person sees that you guys are doing that to garner attention and they're not fully grasping, I guess, what you're trying to do, and then they go and start smacking people, wouldn't that kind of be a negative effect?
Well, it doesn't work in that sense. If you see somebody slap somebody one time, it's not going to make you go out here and slap people. I mean, I've watched movies of people getting shot all the time. I don't go pick up a gun and go start shooting people. Subconscious programs have to be a series of repetition over and over and over again. And the slapping and all those things like that people are trying to blow out of proportion is only a very small fraction of what's on our YouTube channel. Have you been to our YouTube channel?
The videos that I showed you today are from your YouTube channel.
Yeah, but I'm saying out of the 1,600 videos, how many did you see?
Well, today I was more so zeroing in on the videos that were about you since I was interviewing you. So
you haven't seen it, right?
I haven't seen all 1,600, no.
Right. So that's usually the stance with most people. Most people have refused to actually watch.
You've seen all 1,600 videos?
Excuse me?
You've seen all 1,600 videos?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been here for 4 years. I've been a part of most of those videos.
Oh, okay.
Been there for them actually taking place. And before I came, I watched a large portion of the YouTube channel. So what I'm saying is that people would have a different perspective of what we're doing and who we are if they had the full picture rather than tuning into what they want to tune into and then making that who we are. The only thing I'm saying is that if you really want to understand who we are, get the full picture and stop choosing what you want to choose. And that's why I always ask people, how many of the videos have you watched?
All right. So we're going to move on from that. So next question. And people who I know in real life are texting my phone like crazy. I cannot look at my phone, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm conducting an interview. I cannot keep looking at my phone and seeing what y'all want to ask. Like, I cannot. So I gotta keep it pushing. Sorry, I cannot answer y'all. So anyway, so there is a thing where in an interview you get shown a photo, right? And when you get shown a photo, you basically explain what was happening at the moment, how you felt, and just give us a little bit of background behind the photo. So I'm gonna put a photo on the screen. Can you explain to us where you were with this photo, who's in the picture with you in the photo, and how you were feeling at the time?
Okay, that was in Atlanta. That is my son. That's my son, and then I'm feeling like, let's take a picture. Let's take a picture.
Okay. So in the picture, you look happy, your son looks happy. Would that be an accurate representation of what this picture is?
Of course.
Okay. Lately, the smile that I see on that picture, I haven't really seen that smile in a while. I see it right now as you look at the picture, but this is the first time I've personally seen you smile.
How long have you known me?
I mean, just I'm saying recently.
How long you know?
In a while.
You make it seem like we've been knowing each other for an extended period of time.
I'm saying the amount of time that you have been on the internet, it has been about, I want to say a year. I don't know. I haven't seen you smile. Just from the videos that I've seen, I don't see them all. Just like I said, I didn't see all 1,600 of them. So next question. What does your son call you?
Captain True.
Captain True? Is the term dad, is that a Babylonian term, or why doesn't he call you a dad or father?
That's what he hear everybody else call me.
Captain True? What will he continue to call you as he gets older?
These questions are so irrelevant. Like the interview is like, it's not even tapping in onto anything that we're actually about. It's like it's so shallow. Like you don't feel that? Like you don't feel like these questions are so shallow. Like especially at the magnitude of who we are and what we know. As far as like you didn't tap into, anything that we teach, like any astrology, anything about the GMO food from the supermarket. Why do we eat the certain way that we eat? What about melanin? What about how do we feel about hair? These are so shallow. Like I
don't feel like it's shallow because
of course you didn't, because I could tell I could tell how hard it was for you to process the holographic universe when I was talking about the relationship between the eyes and the brain. So it's like we're trying to pull the interview back down to a level that your audience and you can comprehend. I thought this was more about expanding our awareness into things that really matter, because if I answer these questions once we leave this interview, it's not going to do anything to make you better as a person.
Well, the interview and the purpose, like I told you when I wrote you, I said that we would like to know more about you. And when I wrote,
but do you know what I'm about though? Like
yeah,
the
so
questions,
I'm
that you want to know more about.
Background.
But listen, you want to know about some of the most superficial, irrelevant things. Like, it's like you don't want to know about me as far as like my mind and what my teacher has taught me and what we stand for and the knowledge that we hold.
I want to know about you first. I want to know about True.
No, what I'm telling you is that what I stand for and the mentality that I have is me. That's what I'm saying. Like I am an astrologer. I am a biologist. I am a psychologist. I am a scientist. That is what I am. And these questions.
What would you like us to know?
So first of all, I would like people to know that you don't want to get so caught up in the affairs of other people that you forget about your own life. And you want to ask questions. You want to be somebody that's inquisitive, to ask questions that once you receive the answer, it's going to actually make you a better person. The questions you're asking me, they're actually a waste of time because it's not doing anything for the betterment of humanity. If you want to know who I am, that is who I am. That is why I wait
from the people who want to donate to you, right? Because we talked about how there was this law of attraction, right? And what I learned on the internet is me being a public figure and a YouTuber, that people connect to people by knowing them, you know? So I just wanted the people to know a little bit more about you, things that they didn't know before. And a part of the attraction of what makes people attract themselves to you and get in tune with you is knowing background about you. And then I was going to, after we got to know you, go into the things that Three God has taught you. But the first part of it, I wanted to know about you and the things that are an extension of you.
No, but it's so irrelevant. Like, it's like when you look at it from the grand scheme of things, when you look at life as something that is eventually going to come to an end, like, you know, every breath you take is taking you closer to your last one. Like, you're gonna die. So you have to understand that you want to maximize your time and extract what you really need at every moment. Don't waste anything. You don't need to know me to that degree. That is irrelevant in the grand scheme of things.
Okay, so I have a science question, or a question that you can elaborate on.
Yes.
So when I've been watching the videos, right, I seen that there was reference that in order to get the divine knowledge from Natureboy or Three God, that the women get downloads from drinking his cum. How do the men get the downloads? And can you elaborate on that part of in the science of it?
Yeah, so as far as sperm is concerned, we as a people, Black people, especially African American people, we are so immature when it comes to sexuality. When you look at sperm, it contains information. It is the spark of life. That's all it is. It's just information. So whenever a man ejaculates into a woman, or when a woman swallows a man's cum, she's actually swallowing his information, his genetics, or his mind. As far as it relates to the men, we don't do that. We don't need to do that because we're intellectual. We can process the knowledge simply by hearing Chief talk. And that's how we've always done it. And of course, people will want it to be something else because it fuels their narrative to promote a more negative light on what we're doing.
Okay. I remember a video, and it was a video of Pisces and Sunny. And in the video, he was talking about how he, I guess, previously had an attraction to, or yeah, he was
Do you know how old that? Like, are we going?
No, but I'm saying in the back.
Do you want to know about melanin? Do you want to know about melanin at all?
No, but listen, I want to understand how you guys get the knowledge. So in the video of that video, if you remember the video I'm talking about, it was him and his baby moms. In the background of the video, I heard Malia, and she said when he talked about how he had previously been with men and he eventually wanted to be with a man, in the background, Malia said, no wonder he's so comfortable drinking your sperm. And she was talking to Natureboy. So was that only for him, or was that something you guys never had
Ain't
to?
nobody never did that. Nobody's never did that. Nobody's drinking. None of the guys is drinking nobody's cum.
No.
No, like it's funny. Why do you like? It's funny because that's on the forefront of people's minds.
Well, that's what we thought. Like I thought, like
No.
if
I'm just trying to
the
show.
guy
I'm
is
just.
drinking
I'm
cum.
just trying to show people where their mind is at. Like regardless of what somebody's doing, right? This is the main point I'm trying to get at. Regardless of what somebody's doing, why would you zoom in on that with your life? As many other relevant and important things that are going on that
We want to know the science
no,
behind
listen to what I'm saying to you. Listen to what I'm saying to you. You can't speak for everybody. People don't care about science. They want to continue to promote a negative narrative and make us seem like we're a bunch of people that don't have no knowledge and information, like we're just a bunch of crazy black people in a cult, when that's not who we are. I'm trying to get you to understand that life is about you and your self-growth and development, and focusing on other people's affairs, regardless if they're public or regardless if they put it on the internet. It's not going to do nothing to improve you. Like, look at what you're focused on.
I understand what you're saying, but you said that you wanted to talk about science, right? So I was bringing it to science. Scientifically, 3God has taught that the women receive the knowledge by getting the cum. So you told me that the men don't have to do that because you guys are more smarter, you're more intellectual. So you explained something that we didn't know. I was not really.
No, but what I'm saying to you is that it was tied to some type of rumor or gossip. It wasn't pure knowledge. It wasn't a seeking of pure knowledge. It was something tied into and something about gossip.
No, that's what was taught. 3God said on the video that that's how the girls collect the data.
No, I'm talking about you brought in a situation with Tice. Like, that is so irrelevant in the grand
video.
Listen to what I'm saying. Okay, but there's a lot of things that's on video on the internet that don't deserve your attention. That's all I'm saying. For that, I'm just saying that we have a catalog, a full catalog of knowledge and information that nobody's paying attention to. They're bypassing it to focus on irrelevant things because black people, African Americans, do not care about science. They don't care about psychology. They care about gossip and rumors. And unfortunately, we have to implement those strategies to get people to pay attention to what we're doing and then slip the knowledge in the process. Because if we were to just teach, people would not pay us no attention at all. Okay. Because they don't even pay our page any attention. We have a page on YouTube that they don't pay attention to.
All right. So what my goal is to learn your principles. I don't want you to feel judged or like I'm just trying to be salacious. I genuinely want to know the inner workings and how things work and understand them from my point of view. A part of the lectures that you speak of that I was going through on that channel was about homosexuality. And that is a big part that people want to learn to know from you, your perspective on your principles and why that is a lecture that is taught, and help us understand and elaborate on what you think about it.
Now, that's good. That was an actual good question. So this is what 3God teaches us about homosexuality, right? Homosexuality is actually an extreme. It's a response to the suppression of bisexual energy that is natural in animals as well as people. So because America at one time made it a no-no to be gay, or not gay, but bisexual, people are now expressing that suppressed energy to the extreme. Now people are they're saying that they fully want to be with men, a man fully wanting to be with men and men only, or a woman feeling like she only wants to be with a woman. But this is an imbalance. The reason that bisexual energy even manifests in this realm or in people is to bring balance to an imbalance between men and women. So a gay or a bisexual male would be introduced through the genetics of a woman as a response to women possibly being mistreated by men. So the bisexual man has the ability to see the world from not only a male's perspective, but also a female's perspective to bring balance to that potential mistreatment. The same with a bisexual woman who's able to see reality from not only a woman's perspective, but a man's perspective to bring more balance between men and women. That is what bisexual energy is for. Now, when it comes to being gay or homosexual, that is not in alignment with divinity or balance, because a man can't be with just a man because he clearly has an anatomy that requires him to reproduce. He still has sperm, and that sperm is for reproduction. It's to be utilized. And even a lesbian woman still has eggs. She still has a womb, and that genetic purpose and that biological function still needs to be honored.
Okay. So being that you said that it's not in divinity to be gay, but you guys are taught about bisexuality, would that be accurate to your sexuality? Are you bisexual?
No.
What would you classify yourself as?
Hetero.
Have you ever been with,
you see where this is going? Like,
I'm just asking the questions that the people
I'm just saying, but what I'm saying is that you didn't even grasp what I said.
I did. You said,
what did I say?
You said that in order for a man to understand a woman, he has to have both bisexual. You use bisexual, male, masculine and feminine, right? And he's able to connect with the woman and understand her, and she's able to connect because she has both as well. Ain't that what you said? Masculine and feminine.
Not listening to what I'm saying.
See, that's why I talked to you about code switching. Because
what I said, I didn't even use big words. I'm a very skilled communicator. I know what I'm saying. It's not what I'm saying. It's you're not listening. I'm looking at your body language. You're not listening to understand. You're listening to respond, or you're listening to wait till your turn to talk. I'm not stupid. I deal with people a lot. This is classic psychology. What you're doing, you're already thinking about the next question.
Well, that's how I have to conduct the interview. I have to get the question.
No, but what I'm saying is it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant to talk to somebody that's not listening to you.
No, I'm listening to you, and I'm also preparing myself to ask the next questions.
But you can't listen to somebody with information stored in your mind at the time. You have to be absolutely empty to listen to somebody.
Well, being an interviewer, I have to be both.
What I'm saying is you can't do that. Like I'm just trying to tell you how communication works, because I'm a very effective communicator, because I'm also a very effective listener. And you don't have that ability to listen and hold on to other thoughts at the same time. Your mind has to be absolutely clear for you to be able to embody what I'm saying to you, because that's why it's difficult for you to tell me what I just said, because you're not listening.
Okay. So
this is not really an interview. This is really just a series of questions that's being thrown out within a certain time frame. Because an interview, a person is listening to what you're saying to possibly determine what would be the most appropriate question to ask next.
Well, I felt like what I asked next was the next appropriate question. We talked about homosexuality, bisexuality.
No, you're not paying attention to the tempo. You're not paying attention to the tempo of the questions that you're asking and the responses that I'm giving. It's just question after question after question without actually establishing some type of a basis with the person you're talking to.
Okay.
That's a real interview.
So for me, you talked about, I asked you about homosexuality. You explained. I gathered what you said, and then I asked you about how
you didn't gather what I said, because you could barely tell me what I said when I asked you. You could barely tell me. You try to recall key words or key points that I said, but the actual concept you did not digest.
Okay. Well, I guess I just don't understand fully everything.
Well, you can't fully understand if you're not listening.
I am listening. I'm doing both. That's what I'm saying.
You're not listening.
I do want to interview
if you have to be able to admit that you're not listening, you're just cycling
I
through
am
questions.
listening. I heard what you said.
There's a difference between hearing and understanding. You heard words coming out of my mouth. You captured some of the words, but the concept itself, you did not digest. Even now, you're cutting me off. You're cutting me off as I'm talking to you, which means that you're not listening. You're waiting for your turn to talk.
But isn't that what you would prefer? A person wait for their turn to talk?
No, if this is going to be an interview, there has to be some type of a listening ability present, but it's not. And I noticed that from the beginning.
Okay.
You don't even, you see what I'm saying? Like you really don't even remember anything I said, but that's fine because this is more about your subconscious mind than it is your conscious mind, because your conscious mind only regulates 5% of your reality.
Well, I'm an interviewer, okay? So you are living in carbonation, right? And you have been taught how to respond, how to listen, how to do all those things for 4 years, okay? We have only been talking for this allotted amount of time. I'm not going to have the skills that you have, and I feel like a person who understands human nature, you understand that it takes time for a person to be on the same level
It
as
really doesn't. It really doesn't.
you have to be I'm
you
not
want me to tell you what? I'm gonna tell you why it doesn't take time. I'm gonna tell you why it doesn't take time and time alone, because there's people that have been making the same mistakes for 7, 8, 9 years. It doesn't take it's not solely based on time. It's based on a decision to change. It is a decision that you need to make to actually change, but you really don't care about what I'm saying as much as you care about, asking certain questions that appease to the audience. Because you know that if you start asking some relevant questions, the general intellectual capacity of the people in the chat and the people you deal with. And you know that if you go above that, it could negatively impact your views, because these people can barely digest the concept that I'm saying. That's why this interview is kind of shallow, because you need to appease to the people, the night owls. The night owls generally are not people that you would see sitting next to psychologists or doctors or lawyers. These night owls are regular people.
Right. And so that's what I talked to you about, code switching.
But I'm not regular. But you knew that before I came on here, which means that maybe it's time for you to expand your audience and start appeasing to these people and get you some higher quality people, because you're not dealing with a regular person here.
Okay. So I mean, I had a lot of questions to ask. I don't want this to be a combative exchange. I definitely want to respect your intellect and your divine knowledge of self and how you operate. However, over here, there are questions that the audience do want to know. So I've tried to sequence the questions in a respectable manner, but I know that there is only a certain amount of time that you do have, and the people do want to know certain things.
Let me ask you this.
If we're not able to ask those things,
let me ask you this, and this is a major lesson for you. What do the questions that are being asked say about the people?
They say that they've been looking at what you guys presented and they want to know more.
No, I'm just saying the general intellect of the people. Would you consider these people upper echelon people?
I feel like they are just on a different.
It's either yes or no. It's either yes or no.
We're on a different wave. I
Do
don't
you feel like do you consider?
We're on different.
Listen, the things that they're asking, would you consider these people upper echelon people?
I think that we're on different frequencies.
It's either I'm trying to figure out what's the inability to answer the question. Like, do you need these people that bad that you can't answer the question? Like, do you consider these people upper echelon?
I just think that we are not on the same frequency. I believe that you've been taught a frequency to express your intellect through carbonation, and we are used to in Babylon a certain frequency. I don't think that that means that they're below or belittle or less than. I just think that the way that we communicate and the things that we are interested in, you've already expressed to us how it's different. You already said how when you guys are grabbing attention, you know the things that people are interested in. So I'm kind of shocked that you're kind of elevated, like you're kind of annoyed by what they would want to know because you already know what they're attracted to and what they're in tune with.
No, I'm saying that bringing me on would have been an opportunity for us to raise their frequency, not meet them with things that they're used to. That's what I had. I left that option available as a possibility of something that you would do, but that wasn't the case. You pretty much asked shallow questions that they could comprehend. This would have been a great opportunity to introduce melanin to melanated people who
Okay,
have no idea about it.
I have another video. Let's talk about melanin, and then you can explain this video.
Stop having light-skinned babies. Why? Because light-skinned babies are retarded. Hold up. Before we get in our feelings, let's objectively examine the word retarded. Retarded means underdeveloped. Why are light-skinned babies underdeveloped? Because they lack melanin. What is melanin and why is it so important? Melanin is an antenna that connects us to the universe. The more melanin you have, the greater your connection to source. The less melanin you have, the lower your connection to source. Instead of toys, clothes, shoes, and money, it would be in your best interest to give your children the very substance that allows us to realize that we are God.
Yo, I forgot about that video. Where did you find that at?
So being that you want to talk about melanin and you keep talking about melanin, in that video you said that light-skinned babies are retarded.
They are.
So explain to us why you feel like light-skinned babies are retarded. And when I look at you, and we already had this of what I see and versus my vision, I see somebody that's light-skinned. So explain to us the light-skinned babies are retarded, and melanin, and give us the science on that.
Okay, so of course some of that was for shock value. I wanted to disturb people because I know that was a statement that nobody's ever heard before. You don't typically hear nobody saying that. When I say retarded, and and you say what I feel about melanin, it's not what I feel about melanin, it's what's objectively true about melanin. The Most High Three God teaches us that melanin is an antenna. It is a super semiconductor, an antenna for consciousness. So the more melanin you have, not only does it mean that you get to run faster or jump higher, we're limiting ourselves to athleticism. When it comes to melanin, melanin actually makes you more intelligent because it allows you to feel more. You understand what I'm saying? So when I say that light-skinned babies are retarded, and when you look at the definition of retarded simply means underdeveloped. People have a negative connotation with what the word retarded means. It just means underdeveloped. And when we look at the archetype, the original man and woman did not look like me. The original man and woman didn't even look like you. The original man and woman was a blue, black, purple, dark man and woman. So to be lesser melanated than the original archetype would then, therefore, by definition, an objective observation would mean that you're retarded. Period.
So would that make you retarded?
Yes, in a sense. But see, here's the thing. Like I said, part of that was for shock value. The Most High Chief Three God has taken it a step further. What I was referring to was what is known as eumelanin. There's actually 3 different types of melanin. You have eumelanin, pheomelanin, and neuromelanin. And pheomelanin being the actual type of eumelanin. Eumelanin is what colors our skin. It colors our irises in our eye, and it colors our hair. The thing about it is, you actually cannot judge somebody's character or intelligence off of their skin pigmentation alone. Why? Because of neuromelanin. Neuromelanin is in your nervous system. What this means is that you could be light-skinned, for example, myself, but have a higher capacity of neuromelanin, which cannot be seen by the visible eye. And somebody like yourself or somebody even darker could actually lack neuromelanin on the inside, actually making you a battery for ignorance rather than a battery for intelligence. So what actually determines somebody's character and their ability to grasp higher frequency concepts is all contained in their neuromelanin. And because most of us don't have access to a laboratory, you have to observe astrology in order to determine somebody's neurological makeup when it comes to neuromelanin. Why? Because the Hermetic principle of correspondence shows us that as above, so below. So what's going on in the cosmos is actually happening on a biological and molecular level. So when you look at somebody's astrological chart, you can look at their energies and determine what their capacity of neuromelanin is. It's amazing. Three God is the only person that has connected astrology to biology to melanin and to quantum physics.
So what does it say on your chart?
Oh, I have a lot of Pisces energy. I'm mostly water. And three God teaches us that feeling is knowing. If you cannot feel, you cannot know. And this is easy to see. For example, right? I could give you 3 books, 300 videos about boxing. But until you get in the ring, will you actually know whether or not you can fight? For example, I give you 2 different fighters. I give you fighter A and fighter B. Fighter A has watched a lot of boxing videos. He's read a lot of boxing books, but he's never been in the ring. But boxer B, he can't read, but he's been in over 300 fights. Who would you say knows more about boxing?
The one that been in 300 fights.
Right. Why? Because he's felt it. He's experienced it. The actual acquisition of information alone is not enough to determine your knowledgeability or your intelligence. It is your experience that in applying what you know that gives you the wisdom. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
So being
internalize it, but also apply it for it to you to know.
Right. And so when it comes to feeling, what sign has the greatest capacity for feeling?
I probably would say myself Aquarius, but I'm not really into
Aquarius is an air sign. Air signs are more intellectual. They exist with the thoughts. They exist with the mind. They actually are detached from feelings. The signs that have the most capacity for feeling are the water signs. Water is emotion. You have Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. I myself have a lot of Pisces and a lot of Scorpio energy, which is a testament to my neuromelanin that can't be seen on the surface. Whereas somebody who could be darker than me, as far as their pigment, could be full of air energy. They could be full of Gemini. They could be full of Aquarius. They could be full of Libra. They could be full of Sagittarius or Leo or Aries. The signs that feel the most are Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. So even though you may be light-skinned externally, you're actually darker on the inside. So that video was
like one of those who say that who light skin, dark skin guy or something. What's the phrase I'm looking for, y'all?
It's about Drake. We talking about where Drake was like, I'm light skinned, but I'm still a dog nigga. One of them.
Yeah, there we go.
I don't think he meant that, but yeah, it's kind of like that. Like, for example, you ever seen a white dude that he could dance, or he had swag, or he could play basketball? That's a testament. That's attributed to his neuromelanin. He looks white on the outside. It just means that he has a lower pigment of eumelanin. But his actual nervous system, his heart, his brain is full of melanin. And you've seen dark-skinned black people that are whiter than white people. Can't dance, can't play basketball, ain't got no swag. We're like, what's up with that? It's because they don't have neuromelanin. Neuromelanin is what allows you to be in tune with the universe. It allows you to dance. It allows you to move a certain way. It allows you to have a certain level of intelligence. So we can't sit up here and act like our people, quote unquote, is going to be determined by this alone, because it's not. Your people
You basically got to be a water sign or you're screwed, or
no, no. I'm just saying that your capacity for feeling is going to be connected to how much water you have in your chart, because water is emotions.
So how much neuromelanin do I have as an Aquarius?
Well, it's not going to be just contingent upon your sun sign alone. Now, that was a good question. Now you're engaged in the interview. You have to look at your moon. You have to look at your Mercury, your Venus, your Mars, your Jupiter, your Saturn, the aspects in your chart, your ascendant. There's a lot of different variables that go into determine what somebody is as far as astrology is concerned. So Aquarius is not enough information for me to go off of. I would have to look at your house placement. I would have to look at your moon. I would have to look at every placement in your chart, as well as the relationship between the two planets in your chart. That's what an aspect is. An aspect is when two planets form a certain relationship contingent upon the degrees or the proximity that they are in between each other.
Okay. So I see that astrology is very big in carbonation. Melanin and neuromelanin is very big. What is another principle that's very big that you would like to enlighten us on?
This should have been the whole interview.
No,
let's go.
You want to know the message well. The whole interview
I don't matter, and the reason I say that is because I don't matter. Like my personal.
You do matter.
No, I'm saying my character that I'm playing, my character, this guy right here, he don't really matter that much.
Right now.
Yes, this is a character. This is a character. The grand scheme of what I am is the observer watching all of this unfold. I'm not this character. This is just a character that I'm playing. This is a role in the movie. He doesn't matter. He doesn't really matter. What matters is the knowledge and information that, if applied, would actually bring heaven upon the earth. That is what the kingdom of heaven is. It's the mind of God, and that's what we're trying to deliver. So when it comes to other sciences that we talk about, in addition to astrology and melanin, you have biology. Biology allows us to understand, for example, what are we made of? What am I made of? What are you made of? No, but from a, without melanin, without considering melanin, just from a biological stance, what would you say you're made of? What
matter? I don't know.
Cells. Yeah, cells, right? Cells. You're not one human being. You're not one vessel. If we were to zoom into your body with a microscope right now, we'd see a community of trillions of cells. Do you understand? You're made of trillions of cells that have individual functions within each of them. And so what that means, right, is that because we're made of a collection of cells, we ourselves are cells, because we can't be separate from what we're made of. So why is this important? If you study the behavior of a cell, you're simultaneously studying the behavior of a human being. So what determines a cell's behavior? What determines the cell's behavior in your body? What are they regulated by? What are they being controlled by?
Atoms?
No, they're being controlled by information. They're being controlled by information. You are the governing force of all of your cells. So whatever you think, whatever information you have, that's what your cells are going to respond to. The environment you're around, what you eat, the music you listen to, the images you see, what you put on your skin, your cells are being affected directly by you and what you predispose them to. So this is important, because when we zoom out of our body, we keep zooming, and we see that upon the planet, we are actually acting as cells in the same fashion that the cells in our body act. So we are cells upon a cell. The earth is actually a cell itself as well. Now, what is this? What is the significance of knowing that we are cells inside of our own body? The significance is, what is the only cell that's acting against its own body? Imagine all the creatures on the planet are cells. Tigers, lions, bears, all of them are cells. They're different types of cells because they're all made of cells as well. So what is the only cell on this cell that's acting against our body?
Gravity? I don't know.
Humanity. Humanity is the only cell on this body, in this body, that's doing things against the body, which would make them what? What type of cell goes against your body? What do you call that cell? What does it become?
The cell that goes against my body?
Yeah, if we were to zoom into your body and there was a cell destroying your body right now, what would you call that cell?
disease, cancer? I don't know.
There you go. Cancer. Cancer cells are cells that have become mutated or modified to not realize that they're a part of the very thing that they're now destroying. Cancer cells are so stupid that they actually destroy the host that's feeding them. So humanity, since we're displaying that same behavior, we are also cancer cells because as above, so below, the law of correspondence. So how do we heal the cancer cells? Cancer cells actually have two choices from vitamin D, from the sun. Steroid hormone D is actually not a vitamin. Cancer cells have two choices. The body will instruct the cancer cell to do one of two things: heal itself or self-destruct. That is what's going to happen to humanity. Humanity is going to be given a choice, and that choice has already been issued now. Either you can heal with divine knowledge of self given to us by the Most High Chief Three God, or you can self-destruct.
All right. So being about healing, are you guys are you with the knowledge of self? Are you able to heal yourself?
Yes. Yes. The Most High Chief Three God teaches us that healing comes through a change in perspective, because all healing must stem from the mind, because all suffering stems from the mind. That's why I don't agree with the pharmaceutical industry. The pharmaceutical industry is an industry that is built upon profit. They don't care about your health and well-being. They address the symptoms. They aid in your symptoms, but they never address the root cause of why you're sick in the first place. Because if they did that, they wouldn't make any money. So the pharmaceutical industry is only going to address the issues that's on the surface, but never address the source. And the Most High Chief Three God teaches us that all disease is an extension of stress that occurs in the mind. And all stress has to come from an unhealthy thought pattern. Because if you have an unhealthy mind, you have an unhealthy body. If you have a healthy mind, you have a healthy body. So let's address the source, people. We need to change our mind in order to be healthy again.
Okay, so I have a question, and I'm not trolling, just I really want to learn.
Go ahead.
So, when I was looking at a proceeding that was about Three God, they mentioned that he had his like
tooth, the tooth thing. Yes,
yeah,
the tooth thing.
they said his tooth was decaying,
Yes.
that he was in severe pain. So
Yes.
if you guys are able to heal yourself, would that be a reflection that he's stressing? Because you said that if you
Yes.
have if you have things like that, that's stress. So is he stressing?
Yes. In some form, that has to be the case, because the body is always going to be a manifestation of the mind. And if you allow certain things to get to a certain point, you will need some form of aid, whether it be a herb or some type of professional. But that does not take away from addressing the source. You still have to address the source in order for that ailment to not persist. It's one thing to assist in addressing the source. It's another thing, like the pharmaceutical industry does, is not even acknowledge the source whatsoever.
Okay. So once he begins to get back focused and stop stressing, will his tooth then heal without medicine or without medical attention?
Well, at this point, because it's extended to such a degree, he will need assistance as far as any herbs or some type of medical professional, because of how long it's went. But the whole process in itself, in order to prevent it from happening again, it will have to be addressed mentally. It's not like you would just keep addressing the ailment and not address the source of it and expect it to go away.
So were the herbs not available before he went into his situation now? Because I recall on video he complained about it before.
I don't think he never went and just got it checked out, because we had. Do you know how much stuff we had going on? How many people was around us? I don't think you understand. Like, when it comes to dealing with people, you take on their issues because they're in your environment. This is why the Most High Chief God teaches us that the highest diet on the planet is actually peopletarianism. Because it doesn't matter if you're eating holistic vegan. It doesn't matter if you're a pescatarian. If you go around toxic people, it doesn't matter what you eat. Those people will kill you faster than the food you're putting in your mouth. So we literally are now cleaning up our environment to a level of clarity that we haven't experienced in years. And I promise you that these symptoms will no longer persist because the people are no longer here to cause and promote that unnecessary stress that we were experiencing.
Okay, so can you talk to us about the people that have left?
Yeah, there's a common denominator. See, I like to address morality and principality and common denominators and root causes of things so that we don't have to deal with the semantics of who did this and who did that. The core element of what happened, what you watched as far as people leaving, is one of two things. Pressure was applied. And once pressure is applied, it reveals what you actually have. You can do that with metals. If you think that your chain is fake, all you got to do is apply certain pressure. If you think that your diamonds are fake, apply a certain pressure, and you'll know from that point, because the real will withstand the pressure, and the fake will do what? It will crack. It will not live up to the standards. So, and also in addition to that, you have to understand that a lot of people were afraid of applying the knowledge to their life. So they became codependent on Chief doing it for them. So what this situation has afforded is for people to begin to apply the knowledge that they know to their own life without the assistance and direct instruction of Chief. So this is a testament to people to see if they really believe in the knowledge, because if they don't, they'll fall off.
So who is the real who got pressure applied and is still there with you under carbonation?
Well, carbonation is not a location. I need people to understand
Your
that.
tribe.
It's not a location.
Is tribe or family?
It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that, because you have denominations of the Nation of Islam spread across the United States. You have Muslims are not packed into one house. They're international. They're everywhere because they're united underneath a certain thought frequency.
So even the people who have left are still with you.
Leaving means to leave the thought frequency, because no matter where you go, there you are. The knowledge can be applied no matter where you are. You don't leave carbonation because it's a thought frequency until you stop applying the knowledge to your life. Because we've been separated before. Some of us have been in Philly, some of us have been in Atlanta, some of us have been in Puerto Rico, but it is the knowledge that connects us and keeps us.
Who's still on the same frequency? Can you answer that?
Well, only time will tell.
Who from the data that you have currently?
Only time will tell, because I literally thought some of these people were our family until the situation came up, which revealed that that wasn't the case.
So who do you still think is family?
I don't know. I don't know at this point. Well, there's some things that have happened behind the scenes. Well, you know, with the whole loyal situation, you know about that, right? You know about the whole loyal situation. So that was one of the things that threw me for a loop, to make me realize that I don't really know who I'm dealing with until certain pressures are applied. You don't know who you're dealing with.
For the people who are tuning in, not everybody probably knows about the loyal situation. So can you explain to them about it if they probably don't know?
Yeah, so just briefly, Loyal was the younger Indian guy that you may have seen in certain videos. He's came and left multiple times, but this last time he was actually acting as an assistant on behalf of Chief. He was making phone calls, he was networking, he was handling certain business affairs, dealing with the social media page, doing technological work, all types of things. And it seemed as if he was on board. It seemed as like he really wanted to be here, and he was serious about getting Chief out of jail. All of a sudden, he decides to steal 3 of our iPhones, stole $1,700 from us, and stole 2 hard drives, and 2 expensive hard drives as well. And the day before, well, actually not even the day before, earlier that day, he was singing a completely different tune. And all of a sudden, either a light switched, more than likely not, but there was a hidden intent that was finally revealed in that moment. So I don't know exactly who's on the frequency or not. Like I said, time will tell.
Well, we can tell that he wasn't on the frequency if he's on the drive.
No, he wasn't. He definitely wasn't.
Okay. So there was also and I guess this is an allegation, but they also was an allegation that Solar has stole money from you guys as well. Is that true, or is he on the frequency?
I don't actually know if he did or not. I don't actually know if he did or not. That's hearsay. I don't know if he did or not.
Oh, okay. Is he still on the frequency to your knowledge?
Only time will tell, because people have left the frequency and they've come back, because it's never too late to get on the righteous path. It's never too late to begin to apply the knowledge to your life. Like, there's people who have quit smoking for 6 months and they started back smoking, and then they started and they quit again. Or there's people that try to diet and they failed and they got back up and then they finally got it together. So it's only time will be able to tell. Some people, they leave the frequency and they never come back. You never hear nothing from them again. But I will say this.
So did he leave the frequency for now and he may potentially come back? Or is he possibly still on the frequency?
I don't know, because I don't monitor other people's lives to the degree that people do. People pay attention more to them than I do. I don't have time to focus on them because I started this journey by myself and I have to stay on this journey at my own will. So I literally, the things that people say, I don't be knowing they going on. I literally don't know what Solar, Musa Pice, Juju Jax, I don't know what none of them are doing. I don't know, because I don't have time to focus on it, because I need to make sure that I'm focused on me, because me is the only person that I'm going to be held accountable for.
Okay. So being that they are not in your current frequency, are the girls still with you?
Does it matter?
It does to the people. They want to know. The last video you said that
they seen them on Instagram. They're still on the frequency.
Are they still with you? Together with you?
They're not together with me.
Who can you tell us who is together with you?
I'll let you speculate.
Well, we don't want to speculate.
Sorry. Just like I'm sure y'all want to know where my son is at too, don't you?
That's another question that they would like to know.
Can't tell you, buddy. Can't tell you.
So he's not there?
Speculate. Who
so
knows?
You leave it to the people to speculate if he's there or not there?
Who knows? I mean, what type of person would reveal the location of their child to strangers? I don't know what your intent. I don't know what your intent. I'm just saying. I don't know what your intent is. People are wild. People are crazy. These people don't like.
I don't want you to tell us the location. I don't want you to tell us the city. I don't want you to tell us the state. People want to know, is he there or is he not there?
I speculate. Who knows?
So the speculation around town is that he's not there.
Hey, let them speculate. People gonna believe what they want to hear anyway.
But we rather get the firsthand information from you. That's your son. I rather not speculate. We have all of these realities and we have all of these things. I would like to hear firsthand from you rather. I don't want to speculate.
Man, I can't tell you that.
Okay. So in a video that you did yesterday on Bigo, you were, I think, are you still on Arbor Chase? Because there was a person who pulled up while you were offline.
You seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah, she pulled up on us, boy. She didn't want nothing though. She was just being it felt like I was a celebrity, which I am, and she was a fan that just wanted to get close to somebody that she's been watching. So she didn't mean no harm. I just was trying to explain to her that that's not a good habit to practice, especially in Georgia, because you can get your head blown off for pulling up on somebody's property unannounced. It's like, that's like protecting your domain, and she needs to know that. I wouldn't do nothing like that, because I'm not gonna shoot nobody. I don't want to hurt nobody. I'm just saying that if she displays that behavior pattern with the wrong people, that it could end up bad for her, and that's the only thing I wanted her to know.
So the video, because I seen it and she pulled up and you said that she was asking if you guys needed help. That was at the Arbor Chase location?
What, you CIA, FBI or something?
No, I'm just saying that I'm asking a question.
Speculate.
So you guys didn't have to get out the house?
Speculate. That's so irrelevant. In the grand scheme of all the knowledge that's available in life, you want to know where I'm at so bad. That's irrelevant. In the grand scheme.
So it must have been, because the only location that all of us knew was Arbor Chase. And so for her to come there, then I guess I'm gonna
Speculate.
calculate that you're still at the house. But we
Speculate.
can move on. We can
You
move on.
never know.
So you guys talked about a B6 diet. Are you still on the B6 diet?
In a way, yeah, because we primarily eat vegan. We've introduced meat to a moderate level. It's not the main dish. It's not something that we eat every day. It's just something that we eat to facilitate certain levels of protein and minerals that you may not be able to get from vegetables and fruits alone. So, in a sense, we are still on the B6 diet with the addition of organic meats in a moderate level, not on a daily basis. Seafood as well.
So,
Seafood,
do you guys have like a because I know like in certain structure there's like or certain diets there's like okay you have to eat from this time to that time this time like some people fast and eat from a certain a lot of time. What is your schedule as far as eating and things like that?
So before 12, you want to eat light. You don't want to overload your digestive system with heavy foods. You want to eat nuts, fruits, simple. Drink you some water. Solar noon, when the sun is at its highest, you want to eat your meal because it gives your body enough time to digest it before you have to go to sleep. If you eat late, you're asking your digestive system to start working while you're trying to go to sleep, which is not going to allow your body to properly rebuild its DNA. After 12, after you eat your solar noon, you can still eat. You can eat, smaller things, fruit, nuts, whatever small, whatever something that's light. But you don't want to eat 3 heavy meals throughout the day like the American tradition has instructed us to do. So solar noon is when we eat our meal, and then you eat around that. Eat as much nuts as you want, drink you some water, fruit, whatever it is that you want, avocado toast, something like you don't want to be so heavy on the food during those times outside of that solar noon window.
Okay, so would this diet be the reason why you have gotten a little bit thinner?
Oh no. The people around me were draining my freaking energy. Give it a few, and you'll see me change. Trust me. Give me a few. And
A
not
lot
to
of
mention,
people, they were like, "True looks sick." They thought that you were sick. They said that you were malnutrition, that
right.
you weren't eating. A lot of
Yeah,
people speculated that because you guys were doing a lot of the drills, you didn't have time to eat. Did you guys have time to eat throughout those drills?
of course, yeah. Of
So
course.
because of the energy, that's the reason why you were a lot thinner.
Yes, like I told you, people are your greatest source of energy. And if you're around people that are thinking counter thoughts of you, that means they're pulling energy away from you. The people who left, they were thinking about leaving the whole time. So that was a destructive interference in our field. Now that the field is gone, the ability to expand and flourish is now greater. So
All
give it a
right.
few, like give it
Play
a few,
another
give it
video.
a few.
I'm gonna
Huh?
play another video for you, and then we'll go from
No.
So here's what's gonna happen in my story, guys. Solar's gonna betray me, and he's gonna go with Nateri, and they're gonna start their own thingy, trolling me. It's the whole thing is coming. Solar and Nateri are gonna be their own chief and goddess. Solar, blink twice if you want to leave.
What, does that time on the blink?
Yo, y'all can't smoke no more.
All right. Well, in that video, I guess Three God was given a prediction that Solar would leave and start trolling him. Is that something that kind of manifested?
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. The part about him leaving was accurate. Is he trolling? I don't know. I don't follow anyone. I don't watch anyone. You know how much of my life that for the last few years, I've had to give portion of my life to other people. Now that that is no longer the case, I'm giving all of my life to myself now so that I can be of service, finally be of greater service to Chief. You can't even be a great servant if you're not allowing yourself to be at 100%. Now that my reality is clear, I'm becoming better.
Was there a competition of egos
Between
you and Solar?
I've always knew I was the greatest.
Because what I see is when I talk to you, I get that you're highly intelligent. And speaking to Solar or hearing him speak also, he sounds highly intelligent, but I can see that there was kind of a competition on who is the greatest disciple.
From your perception, that's what you got.
From my perception.
Your perception and reality is two different things.
Okay.
I never see any competition.
Because you were what would you classify yourself as?
I called myself the greatest disciple of the Most High Chief Three God a long time ago.
Okay. So
And
would
it's
you say that you were built for this and you're at a higher level, so it wasn't no competition because you were kind of a better disciple than he was?
What does it look like?
I mean, you're still there, but I thought that y'all was still working together, that y'all was still on the same frequency. So
the time will tell.
So you, from your reality, are the better disciple?
I am the greatest disciple of the Most High Chief Three God, period.
So you're at the top of the chain. So if there's a pecking order, it would go Three God, and then it would go Archangel True. Is that how it goes? And then it would go, what is the order?
There is no order because it's only one mind, one self. There's only me and Three God. That's it. I don't see nobody else. I don't even know who you talking about.
Okay.
That's the mentality I have. I understand what you mean in one regards. Don't get me wrong. I'm not being delusional here or facetious. I'm letting you know the mentality you have to win in life. When I was in school, I didn't see nobody. When I was in the military, I didn't see nobody. The only thing I see is me and the things that I need to work on that's stopping me. External people, they can't stop me from doing nothing because I know that the greatest enemy I've ever had to face and will always have to face is something within me. The greatest enemy in my life is me. The greatest source of all of my problems is me. If I'm looking for the devil, it'll be me. So I have to make sure that I'm working on me. Other people, focusing on them, that's a distraction in itself.
Okay. So we're going to move off from that. So another principle. So in would you classify carbonation as a religion or?
No, our religion is science.
Oh, okay. So with the science, so in principles, there are diet, right? There is scheduling, and then a part of it is also a big thing that people want to know the science or how you guys do it is about hygiene. For some reason across the internet, there has been I don't know if it's a rumor, if it's true, of like hygiene things being said. So I know that in Muslim community, and I think you've talked about how you kind of tie your science to the Quran and things like that. So I know like a lot of the Muslims, they don't like wear deodorant and stuff like that. Is that something that is like a principle for you guys? Like You get what I'm saying?
Well, you want to know if not wearing deodorant is a principle?
Yeah.
Well, not wearing deodorant isn't a principle. It's what happens.
Do you guys wear deodorant? And then I guess if you don't wear deodorant, then
You want to know why?
Yeah.
No. The reason why is I'll give you two reasons why. One, your natural odor is pheromones that are genetically designed for you to attract the person that's for you. So where one person may find a hideous stench, another person might find a pleasing aroma. Do you know that a daughter is actually supposed to find her father to be stinky so that she doesn't mate with him? There's actual primitive technology in your pheromones. You can tell a lot about a person based upon their natural scent. But if people are always covering up these indicators, they're disregarding something important that their body is trying to tell them about something that's going on with them. Secondly, when you talk about deodorant, oh, well, when I put it on my skin, that's the farthest my mind goes. But that's not the farthest that the deodorant goes. The deodorant, because your skin is not concrete, it's not plastic. Your skin has pores, so it's constantly absorbing different things. So the deodorant you put on your arm will then make its way into your bloodstream. You don't want the chemicals that's in your deodorant to make it to your bloodstream off the strength of you covering up an odor that you need to address the source of. Because if you stink as a person, you don't need to put deodorant on. You need to figure out, why do you stink?
So how do you prevent? Do you stink or do you not? How do you prevent it?
So you prevent it by eating properly, because your body is typically going to excrete what you put in. Most people stink because they drink cow milk. They eat cow cheese. They eat things that the body is recognizing as toxins. And the stench that they smell is the body trying to let them know, hey, something that you put in doesn't need to go in here no more. But what do people do? They keep eating their favorite foods, appeasing to their desires, and covering up the signals with deodorant. And also, all you have to do is use mild. You don't have to use deodorant. Just use a mild soap. Just use a mild soap. Use Dr. Bronner's soap, and you're good. And if you eat clean for an extended period of time, you find that you begin to smell like your food.
Really? So what does the food smell like?
You ever smelled a potato before?
Yeah, I don't like the way potatoes smell.
What kind of potatoes you be buying?
I don't know. I don't like the way the
potatoes have a pretty neutral smell. It becomes a neutral smell, is what I'm saying. When you think about the smell of an avocado, you don't think of nothing. It's a neutral smell. Like fruits have a, they don't. It becomes a neutral smell.
Oh, okay. So as long as you keep a clean diet, you don't have to cover up your smell. You will smell like the fruit.
You'll smell like the food you're eating, and in addition to that, your body will release certain pheromones because
So
of how.
why did they say that you guys got kicked off of the plane because of the way you smelled?
Well, that was because I wasn't there, but that was because Chief was detained in immigration for days, and they didn't allow them to take a shower, and they immediately had them leave immigration and go get a flight. So of course they didn't smell good because they weren't allowed to clean themselves.
Okay, so if you are allowed to clean yourselves, how often do you clean yourself, and how often do you because I know that some people bathe every day. Some people bathe two times a week. Some people bathe once a week. So within the natural scent that you have and eating your diet, how often do you guys clean yourself, or the need to clean yourself, and how does that work?
Well, you can clean yourself daily. It's just to the degree that you need to clean yourself, because you have different variables. You know, you might have been sweating a little bit more today than usual, or you know what I'm saying, it may have been hotter out there today than usual. But you typically want to stay away from the showers because of what's in the water. What comes out of your shower?
Water too?
Yeah, you haven't studied the water.
Yeah, but on the outside, you know.
No, your skin is porous, remember? Whatever's on the outside of your skin is being absorbed. It's not like it's carbon fiber. Your skin has pores. It's open all the time. So the water that you bathe in and the water that you take a shower in, it's full of chemicals.
So how often should we be exposed to the chemicals in the shower?
I would recommend you do it twice a week. Twice a week. You could do bird baths every day to hit your hot spots, but a full-fledged shower, I wouldn't do it more than twice a week. Not
So
a full-fledged
if
shower.
you do a shower more than twice a week, you are
Predisposing yourself to things like chlorine, fluoride, leads, things of that nature that are pharmaceuticals that's in the water. Because the water that we're using is not like purified water.
So what about if you get purified water? Can you bathe in purified water every day?
Yeah, you can from that degree. But even the purified water, I mean, unless you actually go to the extent of testing it, you don't know if it's actually purified or if it's just slapped on with a label.
So what kind of water do you drink?
We drink alkaline water, spring water.
Can you bathe with alkaline water?
You can.
Or would that be a waste?
No, you can. You can. You with the nature of the system that we're in, you have to do the best that you can. And the best that you can do is not putting on deodorant. The best that you can do is not staying in a hot shower for 30 minutes. That's not the best you can do. The best you can do is stay away from the showers as much as possible and not wear deodorant and deal with the fact that your body is going to have to detoxify from the things that you put in it. And
So what about the women who have periods and things like that? How do you guys navigate through that?
Well, then that would require you to be in, in a higher level of cleanliness more than you would normally do. So, but still, you would want to minimize your time in the shower regardless. Do what you got to do to keep that cleanliness up, but don't be in there having fun in the shower because there's nothing fun about what's in the water.
What about after intercourse? Because you mentioned how our bodies are made for reproduction and things like that. So if you were intimate with a partner and maybe you like ejaculate in them or something like that, do you clean up after or do you not?
Yeah, I've always done that. I'm gonna clean up after that. I'm cleaning up.
So after an intimate session, you would wash off?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. All right. I feel like we got through, I guess, a lot of the questions. I had so many more. I guess the last thing that I've seen, a lot of people wanted to know about the diseases and how you guys heal them. If you can elaborate on that.
Well, the Most High Chief Three God teaches us that all disease comes from stress, and all stress comes from unhealthy thought patterns. So, if you can address the thought pattern, you can heal any disease because disease is not something that is not directly connected to a mental state. Disease is a state of being. It's not something that you can get from somebody else. It's not something that can hop on you or jump on you real quick like a bug or something. It's a state of existence. It's a
But they
mental
can also
state.
be transmitted through DNA, right?
No, no, that's
HIV and herpes and all of those things can be transmitted through.
no. That's just what you was introduced to, and that's what you believe, and so that's what you're gonna go with. You can't catch nothing from nobody. Your body is only going to express something that's an extension of something that you're doing. And once you
You
address, so
have
what?
somebody who has HIV, and then your body starts doing what the person who had HIV that you had sex with body is doing, then what is that?
What?
You said you can't catch nothing. So I'm saying if you're intimate with somebody and they have symptoms of, I guess, like a disease called HIV, and then they are intimate with a person in carbonation and their body starts to exude those same symptoms, then what is that?
That doesn't mean that it came from the other person. It means that you're now on that same thought frequency and your body is expressing identical indicators that you need to address from your mind. It all goes back to the mind. Like I told you, dis-ease. Listen at the word itself, dis-ease. It's not something you can have. It's a state of being. If you address the source of the state, which is stress, which is caused by an unhealthy thought pattern, you remove yourself from a state of dis-ease. You can't have a dis-ease and be at a state of ease. You can't be in two different opposing states of existence simultaneously. So when you address the cause of the stress, the dis-ease will be removed because you will be at a state of ease. Can you have an ease?
Any of the indicators that you had prior and then it was eased once you entered into carbonation?
I didn't hear that first part.
Did you have any of the what we would classify as what would be a disease that was later healed in carbonation?
No, I never had any diseases that was healed before I came here.
No.
I didn't have them problems.
Okay. What about your master chief?
No.
Oh, okay. I think we kind of got cut off. I guess we went over the eating, we went over hygiene, we went over okay, what about we went over the misconception of carbonation. Are you interested in having more children?
Not in this world.
No.
Not in this world. I'm gonna wait until this world falls.
Are you gonna do like a how do you prevent it?
What do you mean? How do you prevent it? You don't do the act that causes it.
So are you not gonna have sex no more? Never? Are you celibate right now?
Not until this world falls.
What why?
Because introducing a child into this world exposes them to the patterns of this world subconsciously. And I don't want I don't want this world to be perpetuated anymore. I want this world to be destroyed.
How long have you been celibate?
Like 3-4 months now.
Oh, okay. Is that the reason why you weren't in the infamous OnlyFans video?
Nah, that didn't pick me. She didn't pick me.
Oh, if she would have picked you, you would have been in the video?
I probably would have been in the video, man. Yeah, she didn't pick me though.
Have you ever been with a transgender person before?
Mm-mm.
That would have been your first time?
Mm-hmm.
So, is that something that you always wanted to do? Like, why would you have done it if she would have picked you, but you didn't do it before that?
The first time I had an opportunity to do it, I was in Korea. And there's this place called Hooker Hill, where the whole hill on both sides, prostitutes on both sides, and it's legal in Korea. And at a particular point up the hill, it had TS on the outside of the door. And I was like, what does TS mean? And then I seen the girl in there, but I could tell that it wasn't a girl, it was a man. Man looking like a girl. And I was like, yeah, I can't go in here. Cause you, like in the military, you weren't supposed to go up there. You weren't supposed to be in there. But I was like, yo, I can't, it's already enough that I'm up here. And if I go in here, then I get caught and then they find out I was with a transsexual. It's like, I felt like it was gonna be bad on my reputation. So I didn't do it. So it was never something that I was like, it was always something that I thought about because I seen it on porn. But it was like, I never like had the courage to actually do it. Cause I was like, oh man, this is gonna be weird. But now I don't care. I seen one today that I'll be with.
But you said that you forever are not gonna do it no more.
I can't have no babies by no transsexual. You straight.
You're not gonna have sex with women anymore.
No. I'm just messing with you. The initial reason why I decided to be celibate was because 3 got introduced to us the nature of what sperm actually was and how long it took for the sperm to regenerate. It was at one point I was ejaculating daily at one point. Three Guys showed us an article that said that it took 60 to 75 days for your sperm to be fully regenerated. Not only that, Three God gave us an understanding of how much we devalue our sperm. We devalue our sperm so much that we literally shoot it out into a plastic trash bag and throw it away. We shoot it out on rags and socks and just throw it away, not realizing that this is the very life force and the essence that sparks the egg to further your genetics. Like, these are your genetics you're throwing away, which means that there's a deep level of low self-esteem in Black men collectively, and I intend to stop that. And it also prevents me, or not just me, it's bigger than me, it prevents us as men from ejaculating into the wrong woman. It causes us to be very selective with who we give our information to, because you end up on child support. You end up, having to be with somebody for the next 18 years that you don't really like no more. It's so many different variables that happen when you give your seed to a woman. She could use your baby against you. It's so many different things. But when you master that part of yourself, you pretty much have the ability to master everything else, because I think that sexual energy and the drive to have sex is the strongest drive that you can have, even above eating and even above water. I think that's the drive to reproduce. Once you master that, you pretty much can master everything else.
Okay, interesting. Because when I seen for the people who don't know, the OnlyFans video I'm talking about is the person who had came into the house, and Three God had said that was what was the person classified as the main wife, or what was the label?
Yeah, we did a scene where she was supposed to be the new queen of carbonation.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. So there was a scene where there was a transgender individual, and Three Gods said that she was now going to be the queen of carbonation, and she was going to take the top spot of the women. Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So the person that was in that scene later did an OnlyFans video with Solar, Musa, and Jax, where they were intimate, and there was also a video with Three God, where they were all intimate with the transgender individual on OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
I got a screenshot of it. I don't know why people felt like they needed to send it to my DM, but it got sent to my DM. Anyways, so the missing person that wasn't in the video, you were not in the video. So I was like, I wonder if he's into transgender individuals. And I honestly thought that, because I also heard you say that you were celibate in another video. I was like, is he just using celibacy as an excuse because he doesn't really want to have intercourse with a transgender, or was he really interested? So, I learned something new, that you were or would have been interested. You just weren't picked.
Correct.
Okay. So, being that you never were intimate with trans, were you ever intimate with a male?
Mm-mm.
Never?
I've only been with straight women.
Because a lot of the internets, they think that you and Three God have had some type of intimacy before.
Nah.
That's false.
Yeah.
Because that's what they think. Honestly, they're like, "How is?"
Of course, they would think that, because that adds to the content for YouTube. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, I think they see how loyal you are to him, and a lot of times,
But if I was a blood, nobody would say nothing.
if you were a blood,
if I was a blood or a Crip, and Chief was Tookie Williams, or if I was a GD and Chief was Larry Hoover, nobody would say nothing. So it ain't got nothing to do with loyalty. These people just have a warped mind, and they want some weird stuff to be going on so bad. Because if this was GD and Chief was Larry Hoover, nobody would be like, that nigga solid, that nigga ride, that's his man's. If I was a blood, Sue Woo, Crip, what's cracking, all that, Tookie Williams, nobody would say nothing. So that ain't got nothing to do with it.
Okay, so so far now you've only been with women, and that's it. I kind of thought that, to be honest. I'm like, I feel like the other men have. I didn't think that you had been with a man yet. I don't know. For some reason, I just didn't feel like.
You said yeah. You said yeah.
Well, because you guys are taught about homosexuality and transgender attraction, so it sounds like you are interested with some form.
When it comes to the transsexual, it's not the man that I like. It's the femininity. It's the woman. You know what I'm saying? I don't like men.
I see all of you guys say that. So that's interesting to know. Let me see. Oh, a lot of people wanted to know you guys' relationship with the T.
The T is free promotion.
A lot of people feel like they're like, they always shout out the T. So they feel like you guys are working together behind the scenes and that you guys are cool. Now, I also seen in a recent interview with Sonetta, there was a woman by the name of Ray. So Ray said that she was talking to a three God as a friend, but really wasn't a friend. She just wanted to get information, and then she later shared the information later.
Mm.
Is that the same relationship that you have with the T, or you guys don't communicate with the T at all?
I don't know the T. Like personally, I don't know the T. The only thing I know is that she take out information and she re-promote it.
Does she know three God?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I wouldn't be able to tell you for sure or not, but I don't think so.
Okay, so she doesn't communicate with you guys. She's not affiliated with you guys at all.
Oh, she don't say nothing to me. She actually took the video down of the accuser where she stated something different than what she's accusing. But everybody done seen that video already. Everybody, it's big, and it's bigger than this. Is way bigger than accusations and lawyers and all that thing, all that like that. This is something that had to happen. This is something that will be over when it's supposed to be over. There's nothing we can do to speed it up. There's nothing anybody can do to make it extended. This was designed to show us who was in our corner. This was designed for the disciples to be able to apply the knowledge without being directly guided by Chief, to see who actually believed in the knowledge and who was serious about the knowledge. So this is on a greater scale than the one-dimensional level that most people are trying to view it from.
All right. I got through most of the questions. Is there any no, I don't guess that's not irrelevant. Let's see. I got through most of it. Would you like to get questions from the people, or are you getting too sleepy?
Oh, you're good. Let go.
All right. So at this time, I'll open the floor to the people. I will enter in the StreamYard link in the chat. If you guys want to ask a question, be respectful. I'm only going to answer people who are on camera because I know that it gets to be a lot of trolls. So if you are not able to be on camera, I'm not going to answer at all. The StreamYard link is in the chat. Anybody who wants to come up and ask a question, you can. The StreamYard link is available and we'll continue the interview.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm about to go grab a paper towel real quick. Hold on.
Okay. I'm pretty much done with my questions, so do, 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 do. And if you guys want to donate to the stream, if you guys have been enjoying the interview, you definitely, I asked for cash apps now. I asked for cash apps and I asked for donations. So if you guys have been enjoying the stream and you want to donate to the channel, you definitely can by hitting my cash app because I do big.
She's stupid.
I ain't gonna insinuate nothing. I do big, okay? And I ask for cash apps because I feel like I have given you guys a very thorough interview so far. So there you go. All right, let me put the StreamYard link in the chat. I guess y'all scared to get on camera. Okay, y'all don't have to be on camera, but just do not troll. If you troll, I'm going to immediately hang up. So the StreamYard link is in the chat. You don't have to be on camera. I guess y'all scared to be on camera.
Man, should make them get on camera, man.
Make them get on. What you make them get on camera or don't?
Make them get on camera, man. It's not weird for you to be hiding behind audio.
Okay, well, child, he said for y'all to get on camera.
Half of these folk can't talk anyway. Let them come up here on audio.
Huh?
Let them come up here on audio. Next pagan in line, please. Come on, pagans.
Hold on, let me open up the phone lines. They scared to put the link. I ain't put the link in the chat in so long. They acting like they scared to use it. Child.
They ain't got nothing to say.
They scared to use the dang
They don't want to see me.
Huh?
They don't want to see me. They seen how I did you.
You ain't did me no kind of way. I allowed you.
Man, he was over that stuff. He was over that stuff.
Don't get carried away down.
He was like, can you please bring it down to the level we can understand?
Yeah, because y'all be talking in riddles, and we don't know them riddles.
We don't be talking in riddles. We be talking in objective facts and science.
We don't
Your
talk
show now, press 1.
Your show is scheduled to start in 25 seconds.
What?
All right. Ladybug, go ahead. Unmute your mic. Ladybug, are you there?
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. Ladybug is out.
Blog Talk Radio.
All right. The call-in number is available. So if you guys look on the screen right here, is the call-in number. So you could call in by hitting number 563-999-3643 on your phone. You could also donate to the Cash App. And in the meantime, we have Joe B. Hello?
What's up?
Hey.
I got a question for Aaron. Aaron, have you apologized to your sister for raping them? And are you eating popcorn? And what's that gonna make you funky like?
All right, my boy. You have a good night.
Don't run from the question, bruh. You the second to your so-called God. Don't run from the question. Don't be a track star,
bro. You a pair of shoes talking to me.
All right. WYD. WYD.
Hey. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So my question is, since True continuously talks about being so smart and knowing quantum physics. Okay, I'll wait till you finish laughing. He goofy.
Come on, man.
Okay, yeah, I want to know. You continuously talk about quantum physics.
I love
but
quantum physics.
You
it's actually
weren't
my
able
favorite.
to. Yeah. Okay. We'll
it's my favorite out of the 5
lady
sciences.
asked you. Okay. Well, Can you break it down?
What, quantum physics?
Yeah, I mean, other than just saying it, the quantum physics. I mean, can you say? Break it down?
Yeah, sure. So
Okay.
when you look at the nature of the universe, the smallest unit of matter is the atom. And the atom is composed of protons, electrons, and neutrons, right? So what's particularly interesting about the behavior of the atom, especially the electron, is that when you observe an electron, it becomes corpuscular, which means that it acts as a particle, right? When it's not being observed, it acts as a wave of potential. Now, what does this mean? This means that the fabric of the universe is actually affected by your observation. So what this means is that reality is an extension of your observation. And what you observe is a projection of you, meaning that reality has no existence. Reality has no existence outside of your observation. What reality is a projection of your own mind. When we think that there's other people in our reality outside our observation, we think that our family members are living their own lives. We think that the job we just left from is still there, but nothing.
Okay, that's not quantum physics, but the reality is in your mind and in
I thought this
everyone's
was a
mind
question
is
session, not a
that
class.
nature. Yeah, but you're not answering it
Nobody
correctly.
cares about your personal feelings,
So
lady.
what?
Go away.
But what you're saying? But what you're okay? So then my next question is this: since you don't care about money, why haven't you guys grown anything? Why are you living off of PPP loans, EDD loans? I mean, why are you stay begging every day? You constantly say you don't care about money, but you beg every single day. Every day. There's not a day that goes by that you guys don't beg. Yeah, you beg.
Look, she mad.
You beg.
She
Why would I
mad.
be mad?
Cause
Tell me when you want to
I
go
don't
to
beg.
you put
I'm
your
not
life on
begging.
you put your
Okay,
life
this
on
is
hold
my
to come
last
tell.
question. My
You
last
put your
question is, how did you
You ain't
feel?
let me answer the question.
No,
What you talking about your
you're
last question?
I wanted my next question. Yeah, this is my last
Do
question.
you want me to answer the question? Or do you just
My
want to
last
ask?
question is okay.
Do you want me to answer the
That
question? Or you
makes you
just want
feel
to
like
ask?
you smart when you laugh on it. Well, you haven't. No. I'm listening. Go ahead. Answer it.
Okay, so we don't beg. I explained this earlier at the beginning of the interview. We
You
don't
probably
beg.
laugh when you're nervous. Go ahead.
I don't beg. All we do is
Go ahead.
open ourselves up to donation from people who want to support. We don't beg.
Oh, y'all said donate, don't hate. Donate, don't hate. That's begging.
No.
That's asking for it.
Do you want to look up the definition of begging?
You also said chief needs a belt. Chief needs this. Chief needs that. Chief needs this. He needs that. We need. That's begging.
No, it's not.
Begging.
Do you want to look up the definition
I'm
of
sorry
begging,
you
or do
don't
you want to
understand
go?
what begging is, but
Do
that
you
is
want
begging.
to? Do you
Okay,
want to?
so but
Do you want to look up definition of begging,
you
or do you want to go off
feel
your
like
own
you're
subjective understanding?
you begging.
All right, we're gonna go to one more
Bye
question because
bye.
you spoke too
Someone
much.
back.
Ask your other
She
question.
mad.
Well, since it's the same,
WYD,
you're
are you
gonna
there?
self.
You mad. She up here talking
Bye.
about begging. She talking about some begging.
Stephanie, unmute your mic.
Oh, hey girl. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I got the playback in my ear. Hold on. Let me turn you up. Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Let me say this. I gotta say this though, because she didn't
Okay.
give me a chance to say nothing about the begging thing, right? So when you look up begging, begging is from people that are asking for something that have nothing to give in return. People want to support us because of the information and the knowledge that we hold and the lifestyle that we live. And also, like I said, I don't beg for anything. All I do is open myself up for donation from people who actually want to support. That's it.
All right. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Oh, sorry, I was back on mute. Okay, I've been vegan for 8 years and meat free for 12 years. I'm 28 years old, and I also want to state that I do shower daily. Where does that ideology come from? Where you're saying that what you eat has a direct correlation to how you smell when it comes to that, and then not showering. Like, is that something you are backing up biblically, or is that just a personal ideology? I don't really know how.
I don't deal with ideologies.
Okay.
I deal with experimentation and direct observation. I myself have been on both ends of the spectrum. I've been completely vegan, and I've been a carnivore. And I've witnessed my body respond to these two different diets, in addition to my own thought patterns as well.
Oh, okay. And then I guess this is just like a follow-up. And it I don't know if you got to the body being alkaline, but I guess I'm kind of introducing this. But so you know how if you're eating clean, basically the body would be alkaline, right?
Yeah.
Which is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be acidic. Which when you introduce things like, and this is scientifically backed up. I don't know if you necessarily believe in. Do you believe in science, or?
I don't understand what you mean by science. What I understand
like real, like data and research, or.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
That's what science is based in. The only thing I know about science is that it's the observable patterns of nature.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, so when you talk about that and then passing on your knowledge, what you're putting into your body, doesn't that get contaminating? And then I don't want to be crass, but when I say passing on, I mean like you kind of see it, and we kind of had a discussion in chat about when you were saying that men, I guess, are inherently smart, and then women gain their knowledge from your sperm, right?
I don't know if you maybe want to take your time to formulate your question, because I'm not sure what you're asking.
Well, I'm asking. Well, let me rephrase. You said before that men are inherently smart, right? And that women get their knowledge from no.
No, I never said that. I think you might have added that. Never said that men are inherently smart.
Well, okay. So y'all don't also have to consume cum. Is basically where I'm getting to. Because
no.
Okay.
Yeah. You could have been more direct with that. No, that's not.
Well, and I was trying to be, crass. That's why I started with the body being alkaline.
You don't have to be like that with me. I'd rather just go straight to it. Say
I got you.
Yeah.
So you guys, so the men don't have to do that because I guess it was interpreted as the women have to do that in order to gain.
Here's a misconception. Good. Okay. I'm glad she came up here. Nobody has to do anything. That's a misconception. People think that people have to do something. You can do whatever you want.
But I mean, to get to a certain level, I've watched some of the videos. You guys have to do certain things to gain favor with y'all's God.
You're not listening. You want to push. Is it an echo?
Yeah, I turned my mic off. Sorry.
Okay. You want to push a narrative so bad. You have to look at the truth of the matter. Nobody has to do anything. You can leave whenever you want to leave. You can say no to whatever you want to say no to. Let's stop painting this picture of people being mindless and not having the capacity to make their own decisions. Clearly, they're making their own decisions, as you see.
All right. Stephanie, we have a lot of people on the queue, so I'm going to go to the next caller. Thank you so much for coming up.
Of course. Thanks, Nique. Good show.
All right. We're going to go to Sister.
Yes.
We're going to go to Shannon after that. So I got to speed through the calls or the questions. So if you guys could just be more direct so we can go to the next person. So go ahead, Sister.
Okay, so my question is, why the abuse though? Why is it such a negative thing dealing with Three God, and then you seem to be talking down to people. Like y'all have like an abuse way of handling things.
Oh my goodness! So you want to know about the abuse, right?
Yes, I'm asking about the abuse.
You want to know? There's no abuse.
But I'm looking at abuse. On all these videos, everybody is being abused, especially you. I mean, like I'm looking at you be abused as well. Malia, what is her name? The one that left Velvet.
Yeah.
The different names. I mean, there are names that can be brought up, but are you just denying that there's abuse?
Do you believe everything you see?
I believe what I saw with y'all, yeah.
Okay, well that's just who you are as a person. Do you know that
Okay,
your
so then
perception?
are you not going to answer the question?
I literally did, but it wasn't what you wanted it to be, so you want to push the barrier.
So then you're going to say that we are not seeing abuse.
We ain't about to be up here going back and forth because we got plenty of people to talk to. What I'm saying to you is that your perception is not in alignment with what's actually happening. You could take that, or you can continue to believe what you want to believe. I don't care.
So then you just to get aggressive and talk loud and talk fast and be dismissive, and all of that is abuse.
We ain't gotta prove.
So then you say next person because you can't deal with the fact that someone can confront you on your level. Can deal with
me. We on
I'm confronting you, but you're backing down. I'm confronting you, but even if I were in your face, I would still be confronting the abuse. Because y'all are trying to act like, oh, this is something spiritual and no one understands what's going on. But no, y'all don't understand what's going on. Y'all have been brainwashed and y'all are also being abusive because that's what you're seeing and you're subscribing to. Like, so now you're going to handle anybody who asks a question that you don't like or that you can't answer in a downgrading or a funny, oh, let's just laugh kind of way. But no, I'm really confronting something that you can't deal with.
Okay, now what?
I'm just saying.
Now you said all that. Now what?
I'm just saying what I needed to say.
Okay,
in response to how you responded.
You feel better now?
I do.
Okay, now go back to your life. Go back to your life.
Do you feel better?
Now go back to your life.
Do you feel better? Because you knew that was gonna come up. So are you happy with how you handled it?
Like go back to your life go back to your life.
I'm doing life great, but it's you that I'm looking at. So I'm talking to you.
All right.
So
you did a good job for humanity.
I know I did. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for representing Black women.
You're welcome. All right.
Sorry. Do you consider yourself to be brainwashed, True?
Yeah. But do you know what brainwash means? People are so connected to what they previously believed that they don't examine anything from a different perspective. They stay limited to the one that they was initially introduced to. When you talk about washing your brain, what that means is removing the things that you were programmed with from the European system and being able to introduce true concepts that are in alignment with reality. You wash your body, you wash your hair, you wash everything else. You wash your car. Why do you think that your brain would be exempt? Of course, you need to wash your brain because of the amount of lies that we were presented from our educational training by the European system. We were told that Christopher Columbus founded America. We had to wash our brain of that. We was told that we were slaves. And that was the beginning of our history.
What Eligio did he wash your brain of
No, you wash your own brain. Nobody can wash your brain for you. You have to choose to reject the things that you were previously taught to believe. Like I was giving some beautiful examples before you cut me off. You was taught that Christopher Columbus discovered America. You had to wash your brain of that. You was told that our beginning origins was of slaves. We had to wash our brain of that. So you have to constantly wash your brain of the European programming that was installed in you from grades K through 12. So washing your brain is not something that's negative. It's actually something you must do to open yourself up to the truth.
All right, we can go to Shannon.
Hey Nick, I want to let you know I'm a huge fan of yours. I just have a question for you. Prior to you being with Regod, what was your life like? Like what were you doing prior to joining this organization or being involved in this organization? Was it something that you were seeking?
In the beginning. But he can answer if he wants.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed it.
I can give you the short version. Okay. I went to school. I graduated. I had straight A's. I got an academic scholarship. I went to college. Didn't like college. Realized I was going to be in debt. Dropped out of college. I couldn't work a job. And I knew I wasn't going to sell drugs, so I had to go to the military. I went to the military for 8 years, got out of the military. Here I am.
And obviously you're happy with the decision that you made, and with the organization that you're with.
Smarter than 99.99% of the world. There's only one person that I've met that's smarter than me, and that's Chief. Everybody else is easy. It's because of him that I'm able to be this intelligent.
Do you have a plan if worst case scenario, if he does not come back? Do you have a plan in place?
Ain't no what if.
Oh, okay. So he is.
You gonna see? You gonna see?
All right. I just want to know what your.
I let y'all deal with y'all speculation.
Oh, I haven't speculated.
I know something you don't know.
Thank you, Nique, so much. I appreciate coming up here.
I know something you don't know.
All right. So we're going to go to the phone lines. We have more people backstage, but let me get through some of these calls. Anonymous caller, are you on the air?
Anonymous?
Yeah, that's you. Hello?
What you doing calling anonymously?
All right. 9692. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. So True, I have a question for you about manifesting, because I've heard Carbonation talk about manifesting before. If you could just give me like a overview of what you all believe about manifesting, and then I have a follow-up question, but I want to hear that first.
Okay, so truly you can't manifest anything. Your life is already predetermined. You're just living out the unfolding of events.
Okay. That's a little bit what I've heard you say.
Hold on.
Were you done? I'm sorry to cut you off.
He said, hold on.
I had to go throw something away real quick.
Okay.
Now, what was you saying?
How you get like really laughy like right now? I get like that when I'm sleepy. Are you sleepy?
No, it's just funny because I knew that these people were going to respond like this. It's like I live in a loop because they always ask the same questions. They always are mad about the same things. The reason I do it is because when you're happy, it drives miserable people crazy. And I love not doing what people want me to do. So it's just funny. It's like I'm in a Twilight Zone. They always say the same thing. They always ask the same questions. They always get mad when I don't answer the question the way they want me to. So it's like I knew all of this was gonna happen before I came here. I know the spectrum or the scope or the boundaries of the questions that they can ask.
All right. 9692. Go ahead with your follow-up.
Thank you. So I've heard you all talk before about cosmic currency and manifesting your reality. That's something I've definitely heard three gods say previously. So is that something you guys no longer believe?
No, you have to understand that there's your character and the role you play as a human being, and then there's the grand scheme of things. You don't want to just exist in the grand scheme of things because then life becomes no fun. So in the character that you play, you get to pretend like you're manifesting something. You get to focus on this and focus on that, and then it happens. But what it actually is the series of predetermined events that was going to happen no matter what you did.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you,
so
caller. We're going to go to the next one.
Okay.
Thank you so much. We're going to go to thoughts. Unmute your mic.
Hold on. Okay.
Thoughts? Here, unmute your mic. All right, maybe he's not there. We're gonna go to D.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi. So I had a question. True, you said that you don't feel an ideology, but rather. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, cut out a little bit.
Okay, you said you don't deal in ideology, but that you deal in experimentation, like through observing your own body, correct?
Yeah, when it came to that particular thing, yeah.
Okay, so earlier when Nique asked you, when you guys spoke about disease or dis-ease, and how you were stating that that's mental, but then you also stated that you weren't sick before going to carbonation. So how do you feel comfortable speaking on that topic?
Because I've never had a disease. I've never had any form of so-called medical conditions since I understood that my body is going to be a expression of the stress levels. And the stress levels that I have always come from the thought frequency that I hold. But the thought frequency that I hold now is a frequency that keeps me out of stress and in a constant state of ease. The typical sicknesses that I would experience before I came here, like the common cold or any type of headaches or anything like that, I have not had those ever.
Good for you. And then I had a question just to follow up with that. And this is a little heavy. So when it comes to Mama Dia, her mindset was she was healing herself. So she wasn't really in the frequency, like a lower frequency, if that makes any sense. But, she still kind of succumbed to her physical ailments. So how do you kind of explain that?
Because, okay, so she had a heart condition for 30 years. And her condition had got to the degree that it was going to actually take her some serious work to overcome. She had a heart condition for 30 years. There's a difference between somebody that's been dealing with that type of sickness for, that extended period of time versus somebody like myself, who was still in their late 20s, early 30s when they came. Certain conditions require certain medical assistance because they become too far gone. And you're not just going to be able to deal with it in that manner without some type of help.
Okay, so is that understanding you think you guys maybe you came to after the fact? Because I know in real time while it was happening, that was her going there and having that diet was the answer. So is that an understanding that came after, she passed?
What, that you needed medical assistance?
Yes.
No, it's not so much about not needing medical assistance, because there's still herbs that help in healing. There's still medical professionals that help in healing. Even indigenous people had practitioners that would assist people in need. The problem is that when it becomes an industry that never addresses the source. Your doctor never tells you the source of your problems. They just prescribe you a medication. The pharmaceutical industry never tells us the source of our problems. They provide us with medication. So people that have believed in medication so long develop conditions that are beyond them addressing it mentally alone. So what we're saying is that we have to introduce this understanding at the early stages before it becomes beyond repair.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're gonna go to caller 1773. I have 3 callers that have called in anonymous. I do not open up anonymous calls. I just did it because that was the first person who had called the last time that was in the queue. But if you called anonymous, I will not answer. You have to call with a regular number. 1773, hello.
Hello.
Hey.
What's up?
What's your question?
Hey, this question. Hey, True.
What's up, man?
Hey, I ain't really got much to say, man. But
you gotta cut the video off in the background.
Hello?
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, man. My sister had told me about the little stuff that's going on, man, and it might call me crazy or whatever, but I think y'all gonna make it through this situation, bro. Like,
of course,
I think you're gonna be straight, man, and y'all can't gonna blow up
already.
All right.
This shit sounds crazy, bro. But I just think y'all the carbonation finna blow after this, man. Nah, for real though, because people, I be looking at y'all videos, and people just be asking, how can they get down? How can they get down?
Do you want to?
Now they really
join?
finna try to get down.
Do you want to join?
Oh no.
Nice.
It's
not a book club.
People live out here, and if they already want to join now, when he come home, it's really finna go down.
Man,
are you guys accepting new members? He kind of sounds like he wants to join.
You're not. Y'all don't. I told you this already, Nique. It's not a book club. You join the same way you join veganism. Who do you talk to join veganism? Who do you go to ask, can you be a vegan? You don't. You just start exhibiting and living the way a vegan would live, and that's how you join carbonation. You don't have to fill no application out or ask nobody. You just do. You be like, okay, that's what they do. They do this, they do that. They think like this, they think like this, and now you carbonation because it's a thought frequency.
So once they get on the thought frequency, then they're up for consideration to go.
No, it's not a book club, yo. It's not a motorcycle
Well,
club.
how do you guys get new members in?
How do veganism get new members?
How do you guys get new members?
Are you understanding the analogy I'm trying to get to connect to? It's the same concept. Vegans don't have new members. Veganism is a lifestyle that is open to whoever wants to practice it. Contrary to popular belief, carbonation is open.
They don't have to be there to practice.
Do you have to be at the mosque to be a Muslim?
How can they get in there with you?
Yo, how do people get in with you?
I don't have people. I'm an only child. I don't like nobody.
You got friends. I'm just saying friends. Okay?
Oh, when I meet them and I figure that they're cool, then we're cool. I don't have friends. I have acquaintances for the most part.
Okay, same concept. I think that the manner in which we introduced people into our lives prior was not the best, and I don't think we're gonna continue that behavior pattern, especially after Chief gets out. So what I'm saying is that carbonation is not somewhere that you have to be underneath our roof to be a part of. You don't have to be in our car. You don't have to be in our building to be a part of carbonation. Vegans, when you say you're a vegan, you don't need to talk to nobody and get their approval beforehand. You just start being vegan. You like, okay, I'm not gonna eat this.
So basically, you guys are more selective, being that you were more open in the past. Because in the past, you were more open and welcoming for people to come. And now that so many people left when he went to jail, you guys are going to be more selective.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Very good. You actually listened to what I said finally.
Child, anyways, thoughts?
Because you was able to give it back in your own way, which means you listen.
Hello?
All right, I appreciate you having me on, Nique. Thank you. And I appreciate you sharing all the information, brother. I mean, I'm not agreeing with everything you're saying, but for the most part, what you are saying is true, especially when it comes to diet, when it comes to melanin. I'm not disagreeing with you on that. I don't know if I'm going to join a group or nothing like that, but I understand where you're going. Now, earlier you were talking about, you were asking Nique a question saying, like, what's the difference between your dreams and reality, right? Like your dreams and then your actual when you're awake. And I don't know if you're asking that question to say there wasn't a difference, but I would challenge and say there's a clear difference between the time we spend walking this earth and the time we spend dreaming. Time, right? The only difference is time. There is no time when you're dreaming. When you dream, when you're in that state, when your astral body leaves yourself, at that point in time, you're in the infinite. There is no time. There is nothing like that because it's infinite. Now, when you come back down to this prism, as you called it, now you're locked into this box where there's structure, where there's order, where there's like you said, predetermination. Okay, so the difference is time.
But time is only an illusion established by this reality through a clock and a calendar. But I'm saying to you that just because there's a clock and a calendar does not make time real. Time is still an illusion.
I agree.
If you remove the clock and the calendar, then we would have the same thing that we had in the dream that you consider to be the infinite realm.
Right. But what I'm saying is the clock is removed when you go to a dream, because you're no longer in the prism, like you said, you're no longer bound by this world. So once you're outside of this world in your dream state, you're no longer bound by that anymore. So time is the difference, because there is no time in the infinite. There's only time on this plane that we're in right now, fulfilling
There's
our
no
role.
time. There's no time on this plane. I just told you that there's no time on this plane.
I know you told me that, but I'm challenging what you're saying, because again, there is a difference. You can't tell me that.
There's no time though. You're trying to use the calendar and the clock as a model for time, but that doesn't make time real.
No, sir. What I'm saying is, I'm on your level when I say I believe overall time does not exist.
Right, of course.
I think everything is infinite, but when we're on this earth, time does exist. That is the reality that we see with our own eyes from our brain. That's what our brain is calculating in this prism. When we're in the dream state, we don't have any sense of time. It does not exist. We are in our pure natural essence. We're in the real.
Time doesn't exist because you track it.
No, I don't think you hear what I'm saying. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
I understand what you're saying, but you're repeating the same thing, though. You're trying to make it. If you believe that time is an illusion in all regards, then there would be no need for you to make time a reality in this realm. Because
I don't need to make time a reality, because it essentially already is. I didn't create this construct. So time is already here. I didn't have to create that. I'm just telling you the reality of what I see.
It's not here is what I'm trying to tell you. It's not here.
We are timed in this world, fam. Like we can't say we're not timed in this world.
We're not timed in this world, bro. The only thing that makes time real in this reality is our continued belief in it.
So are we not real?
Essentially, no.
But we are, though, right?
No. Your definition of real is contingent upon what?
Existence.
Existence is contingent upon what?
Life.
But you're giving me words, but you're not explaining to me what makes existence a possibility.
Okay, we're energy, right? And energy can never be destroyed, right? So existing.
No, just because something can't be created or destroyed does not mean that it exists.
No, I'm not saying something. I said energy specifically. I'm not saying randomly. I'm talking about energy right now.
Even energy is an illusion of the mind.
No, okay. So what is energy then? What are we? Because I mean, what you're saying is, it sounds good, but you're not really answering my question. I challenged what you said. You said, what's it between your dreams and reality? And I said, time. Now, whether time is an illusion or not is irrelevant, because I answered your question.
No, because
time does not exist in a dream. No, you never have a clock. You never watch. You don't even know if it's day or night in a dream. You don't even think about day and night in a dream. You're just there. When
no, but you don't know that though. You don't know.
I do know that. I'm an experienced dreamer. I'm an astral traveler, fam. I know.
Calm down. What I'm saying is that you don't know what other people are experiencing in the dream. You're not the dreamer for everybody.
But you said earlier,
you're only talking about dreams as seen from your perspective.
True. But that's my reality, isn't it? According to your belief, that's my reality, isn't it? According to your belief, that's my reality, isn't it?
Listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
If you are saying that time exists in this reality because we track it with clocks and calendars, that would mean that if we have a calendar or a clock in our dream, that would mean that time is real in our dream. And I'm sure that somebody has had an experience in their dream where a clock was present and a calendar was present. And just because you haven't experienced that in your dreams, you can't assign that to other people's dreams. And say
all right. I'm gonna end it there because we have so many people on the line. Thank you so much, Thoughts, for coming.
You wanted to come up here and beat me, but you can't.
All right. All right. We got so many people.
You can't beat me.
All right, we're gonna go to 7636. Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey.
Sure, I just wanted to ask a question. I was listening earlier. Unfortunately, I didn't catch the beginning of the interview, but I wanted to ask a question when you were explaining bisexual energy and the purpose of it.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that it's to basically balance our perspectives, and if I'm getting this wrong, please correct me, but our perspectives and our views from the male and female perspective. Right? Am I correct in like summarizing that?
I can just give it back to you in a clear form, clear, simple way. So if men are mistreating women because they're viewing the world from a man's perspective only, a bisexual man will come through the genes with the ability to see the world from a man's perspective and a woman's perspective to bring balance in a situation, and vice versa. If women are mistreating men, a woman who has the ability to see the see the world through the eyes of a man and a woman will bring balance in that regards. The only reason homosexuality exists is because it's the suppression of the energy that is now having the opportunity to be released. So rather than be bisexual and still honor their particular anatomical functions, people are now being forced to choose a side. Either you're going to be with men and men only, or you're going to be with women and women only. But that's never been the natural state of things. If you're going, it's actually unnatural for a man to just be with a man only, because that means that he denies his reproductive organs. The same applies to a woman. A lesbian is denying her own reproductive functions by restricting herself to a woman and not being able to and not choosing to reproduce.
Okay, I understand that. The only thing I'm a little unclear on is like, aren't you also able to get both sides without the sexual act of being bisexual? Because you can get a man's perspective and a female's perspective by just being around a man and being around a woman without having sex. So I'm trying to understand, why does it have to be a sexual thing in order to receive that?
Well, bisexuality is something that's natural. You see it in animals. It's not limited to human beings. And also, people have sex for bonding. That is the primary function of sex, contrary to the belief that sex is primarily for reproduction. We know that sex is not primarily for reproduction, because if once a woman got pregnant, then that means that there should be no reason for a man to continue to have sex with her. But a man continues to have sex with his wife after she's pregnant for bonding purposes.
That was the I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You did, though.
Primarily, though, that is the first. I didn't mean to.
But you're gonna proceed to do it after
wasn't my intention.
You're gonna keep doing it after you acknowledge you mean to.
You just said that I did, so I was apologizing for doing so. But you can continue your thought.
Okay. So.
All right. After he explains, we're gonna go to the next caller, because we have a lot of people in the queue. So I'm gonna have to start doing like a timer or something, because we gotta go through a lot of people.
And people have sex because it feels good.
So that couldn't just be the answer, like, because if just being bisexual is just for the purpose of feeling good, then it kind of
it's for bonding. It's for bonding. Some men want to bond with other men in that way, and some women want to bond with women in that way, and it's natural. There's nothing. It's not an abomination or anything of that sort. It only becomes an extreme when people no longer acknowledge their biological duty to reproduce.
All right, we're gonna go to the next one. Thank you so much, caller.
Thank you.
All right. How do I exit? There we go. All right, Yusuf. And there's an echo. One of you guys have an echo.
Hey, Nique. Hey, shout out to the NiteOwls. What the hell? I just deleted myself out by accident. Where did you go?
Oh, man.
We still see you. Go ahead. Just ask.
All right. So yeah, my question is really a statement for you. It's not really. I don't really have anything to say to him. He said what he said. I'm saying that I want people to pay attention. I want to come up here and do a false flag on the false prophecy. I want y'all to know that just because somebody says something that makes sense, you still have to think for yourself. Can you not get emotional? Can you not get emotional? We're not here to stroke your ego. Everybody's not here, and we don't all think the same. And you have been very kind. He has been. That guy has been very condescending. It sounds like royal dust to me, and he
Oh
looks
my
funky. Okay, everything that he said, he cut everybody off, even you in the beginning of this interview, how gracious you were with your platform. You do such an amazing thing, and I felt the disrespect as your brother in media. I know how you hold it down with interviews, and he didn't even give you a chance to give an interview because the people want to know about PPP. People want to know about who's swallowing nut. That's why you got a heart on your neck, because you love to swallow. You couldn't even get through the live stream without popping back some nuts and licking your fingers. So no one's talking to you. At the end of the day, you're trash. But you deflected about everything, and just because some of the things that you said was making sense, it wasn't grounded in truth. It was grounded in that same predatory behavior that black men be having over black women. That's what that was. It's oh yeah. Since you not listening, my way is always right. So I'm gonna shut you up so I can say, oh, I'm listening. I am listening. Yeah, that's right. Good girl. Reward you. That's what you're used to over there, being a little slave pet. And now that Matt's talking about everybody free. No, since his ass is locked up and time is God, because that's the fuck he got to do. Now all of a sudden you feel free and you're smelling yourself. That's because you need to take a bath.
That's it.
And it's highly disrespectful, yeah, because at the end of the day, you didn't really say nothing that was like the things that you said were right. Simple as that. Everything else was a whole bunch of bullshit, and you trying to use that energy to psychologically manipulate people. You're a false prophet wannabe.
That's it.
And I smell you through the screen, and it don't smell Irish Springy.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
That was the best you could do.
Yeah, because I wasn't even talking to you, crud nutter, with your dick sucking loving ass. You can't wait to get fucked by a tranny. Let me get out of here, Nique. I just don't entertain to let nobody disrespect you on your platform. He's a dusty, and you better than most of us, because we would have been sent this dusty ass back to Switzerland.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. I literally don't want to hear your voice. Goodbye.
That was it, bro.
Yeah, you are dusty. You are not doing nothing. You're not going to help nobody. You're going to be just like Kitten Hills. Y'all is high intelligent, but you're not even using it for the greater good. This ain't how you get a message out here, and this ain't how you enlighten and awaken people. You're a condescending, low-life, insecure piece of trash. That's what you are. That's because you know that you're ugly and that you're biologically retarded. You know that you are. Just like you said it was the facts and the facts about yourself, and you came up here and proved it. So you're right about that as well. And so, like I said, as soon as your master gets out, you can probably get a conjugal dick suck, because we already know how much you love to swallow. Have a great day.
That was it. He brought the whole mic out for that.
All right.
Boy had the whole studio. My boy had the whole studio for that. That's it. He don't know. I used to ride the school bus, and boy, come on, man, you gotta do better than that. That wasn't even good.
All right, we're gonna go to Actualist. We can't hear you. Unmute your mic. Unmute your mic. We can't hear you.
You know he followed me everywhere I go.
Who?
This dude right here. This one.
Oh.
Like he follows me everywhere I go.
Oh, maybe he wants to join.
No. He knows I'm smarter than him, but he want to prove in front of people that he's smarter than me. So he takes these opportunities to try to prove it to people, so he can feel better about himself, so he can go to sleep at night. He hasn't gotten any rest since he realized that I'm smarter than him.
Okay, his mic isn't working, so he's gonna have to click back. All right, 9444. Hello.
It sounds like the aliens from Men in Black.
Yeah, they got too much background noise. 1811. Hello.
Yes, I'm here.
Hey.
Okay. I would just like to be, respected, because I'm gonna show you the same respect, True. Honestly, that caller before really let you have it, because what you're doing is really, you try to sound overeducated and no more facts than anyone else to make it seem like your point is right. You do say some facts, but then you cover it up to make it all go away with lies and BS on top of that, because what message that you're sending truly is not helping no one. Those women are abused mentally, physically, and however other way there is to be abused. Because this laugh you do as a diversion, because when you can see that's fine, but when someone else gets to the matter of it with you, you do this rhetorical laugh to kind of, get your mind
sent somewhere else because you never answered the question about the lady who was sick. You guys say for 30 years, but it was too late. So when did you find out that it was beyond repair? But you never answered that. You went to some explanation which had nothing to do with anything. So did you guys know that before she died or after she died, it was too late to get help? But you would never answer that. So
It was after. It was after.
I'm sorry?
It was after.
It technically wasn't. It was a bunch of long paragraphs, some long essay that you had rehearsed from time to time. I want a simple answer. Did you know it before or after she died?
I just told you. I knew
so long how you guys said, why did you let it go this long without getting help? If you knew that the method you guys were using was not working,
he did answer.
hey,
He said,
it's time to get medical help.
He said after. He said after.
I asked the question.
Okay, so which really proves the point that you guys don't know what the hell you're doing. Because if you find out after, what is the point of what you're doing? You're supposed to find out before death, not after, right?
What you talking about? You talking
Okay.
about?
No problem. Thank you, Nique, for letting me express my, little 2 cents or whatever the case may be.
All right, and then now what?
Keep it up.
Now what?
All right. Thank you.
Now what?
And I want to remind you guys, True said that he doesn't ask for donations. I do. So the Cash App is on the screen. If you guys would like to donate, if you guys enjoyed this show. Okay, it took a lot of patience, child. As y'all see, True said he had to bring me up to the level and I was bringing him down. It's just been a lot.
Yeah, y'all something else.
So we're going to go to 7164. 7164, hello? 7164, are you there? I mean 7162. 7162, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you for taking my call, Nique. I had a couple of questions.
We're gonna limit it to
wait.
We're gonna limit it to one question each because it's we already at the 3-hour mark, and I just kind of want to like
wrap it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate you taking my call. All right. So what I want to say is, firstly, you haven't been in Babylon or America or here with us for a very long time, True. And I can see that Natureboy's teaching has gotten to you where you are speaking down to everyone. And if you are learning from a master teacher, which we've been witnessing him teaching in the very beginning, he was doing a lot of great things, a lot of great deeds. However, he's been condescending towards you all. And if you're teaching people, and you call us, the lower versions of ourselves and we don't understand, for you to come on different platforms and, belittle the women, belittle the guests, the host that's, running the show. I just want to let you know that there are a lot more smarter people in this world than you believe. And if I'm just saying, if you take your time to have a conversation with people, you will understand that. Now, let me just lead into this question here. What I want to ask you, because you're talking about, homosexuality.
All day. Hurry up and ask the question.
Wait a minute. This is how
we got other people
right now.
Tell her we got other people to talk to.
Listen.
Jesus.
Listen to me. You're talking about homosexuality and it being natural, right? And you're talking
I never said that. You wasn't listening. You wasn't listening. That's not what I said. You're not listening. You're just so eager to tell me what you
very attentively. I'm listening.
That's not what I said, lady.
You want to control the way people listen. I am listening.
Oh my God. That's not what I said.
I'm going to say.
He said,
listen, I'm not even going to ask you a question.
Wait, I'm going to interject. I'm going to interject really quick. He said that bisexuality was natural, and I think he said homosexuality wasn't natural.
I said homosexuality wasn't.
You're right, Nique. You're right.
She's not even listening.
Bisexuality was natural.
She's not listening. She just wants to tell me what she thinks.
I am listening. Would you listen? Everyone allowed you to speak. No one cut you off.
This is my interview. Who are you?
Callers call up when you're hearing
something.
You're continuing to cut off. So what I'm going to say to you is that bisexuality is a choice. It's not a natural thing. Okay, and living in the backyard of Atlanta, the home of the CDC, you ought to know that the white man that you guys, claim to be the enemy, which I do understand that they do run a lot of experiments, but you understand that they create all of this sickness. People have to marry diagnoses, marry cancers, and marry these situations that
I don't mean to cut you off, but you do have to ask the question because we do have to go through a lot.
Okay, these people talk for 45
minutes. What I want to know is, how did you feel when you and Shiva had your baby and Natureboy, took your girlfriend or your wife from you? How did that make you feel? And I'm not trying to troll you. I'm really asking you, like, do you really feel that is okay that he takes the women from, their original?
Oh my God, when you ask the question and let me answer it? Damn.
I've never heard you answer that. I've never heard.
I'm waiting on you to be quiet. I'm waiting on you to be quiet.
How do you feel?
Okay, listen. I don't feel no type of way because nobody was taken. But you're gonna tell me now. This is the part where you tell me, well, I think something different.
No, I'm asking you because this is my perspective. You're telling me this is how you feel. I'm asking because you're the one that it happened to. If you feel like, listen, she wasn't taken from me, I gave it to whatever, y'all might have had an agreement. I just want to know, and I feel honored to be able to personally ask you, how did that make you feel? And if you're saying she wasn't taken from you, and I think that you're just a person who's not in touch with his feelings from whatever happened.
I knew you was going to tell me what you thought about me.
On the same frequency. Y'all are all heard and y'all all have the same hive mind. So, but anyway, I just wanted to call and let you know that you are not the smartest person on the planet. And now that you're back into reality, you will soon realize that. Thank you for taking my call, Nique.
All right, thank you.
Do me a favor. Stop letting these people talk for 45 minutes. Just have them get straight to the point.
Well, that's what I told her, to ask the question.
No, but you get to regulate it. What do you mean you told her? You get to regulate it. Like, whatever question they got to ask, I can answer it. But I don't want to sit here and listen to these people tell me how they feel because I don't care. But if you want to do it for content, if you're doing it for content, just be honest and say, I'm doing it for content.
No, I want to get through the callers, actually, to be honest.
Okay, so let's make sure that these people don't go on a monologue about how they feel about me because I don't even know these people. That lady's a voice in my reality. Like, she doesn't even matter.
All right, we're going to go to T. T, go ahead. T, are you there?
Hello, I just wanted to say, first of all, happy Mother's Day to everybody.
Oh, here we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to say, first of all, happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. And True, I wanted to see what I'm not on no shit. Don't even
just ask the question, please, ma'am. Just
yes. Okay, I just don't want you to. Okay, I want to see what your perspective is on deja vu. When we have those moments of deja vu.
Okay. This is what the Most High Chief 3 God teaches us about deja vu. Deja vu is just confirmation for you to realize that the life you're living has already happened before.
Okay. That's what I resonate with too. I was just curious.
I want to pause. Wait, I'm going to pause you. People are saying this is your channel. Do what you want to do. I want the callers to ask one question. Before he even said anything, I would like them to ask a question. I said that before he even said anything.
Yeah.
He went on. he went on his rant and everything like that. But before he even said anything, I said I would like the callers to ask one question. So please do not come in the chat telling me about anything. I do want people to get to the point. That's not just a him thing. I do want people to get to the point because people are rambling, and I've said it multiple times that people are not getting to the point, and that I would like them to get more concise. So
y'all take that.
Yeah.
She on my side.
And that was it.
Either I'm just saying for real.
Yeah, she on my side. We on the same side. Y'all take
I'm
that.
not on your side. I'm not on your
Y'all
side.
take that. She in carbonation now. Y'all take
I am
that,
not
nigga.
on carbonation. No.
She in the carbonation now. Y'all take that. What y'all want to do now? She in carbonation now. What's up?
No, I'm not on your side. I've been telling the callers
We agree. We agree. We on the same thought frequency. What's up?
I am
What's
not on
up?
your side, and I'm not in carbonation. But I do want the callers to. I do want to speak through the callers, and I have said that multiple times. So the fact that y'all are saying that I'm just listening to him, no, I've been saying that if you've been listening, that I want the callers to get to the point. I said that before he said that. 4427. Hello.
Evening. Thank you for having me. Right to the point. True. How many of the people in carbonation were part of the military or ex-military?
One, me, Chief, Joy. I think it's only 3.
Only 3?
Yeah.
I've seen that there are other members that are there that are not part of the maybe what we would know as a storyline or readily apparent, but there are a lot of other members there. There were none of those members that are part of the military.
You just wasted your only question. That everybody gets one question. So.
Well, I'm asking you for a reason. It's because, are you familiar with MK Ultra and the CIA and mind control and cults, particularly Jim Jones and the CIA, and how they basically there was a connection and the nexus point between leaders who distort reality and basically use metaphysical ramblings to control basically people who are either mentally ill, ex-military, who were part of the, and I do know that for a fact that Eligio knows what MK Ultra sex kitten programming and Monarch programming is, because I've seen his messages that somebody put on a video. So that's why I'm asking. I'm actually going directly to it, because it's my contention that you guys are a psyop, and that's why you're able to move throughout so many different principalities.
Another rant.
And you can't hear. Are you familiar with the CIA and Ultra and cult? My question to you is: are you familiar with MK Ultra and its connection to cults in America?
Yes.
You guys read a lot of other things, epigenetics and all the other things. Are you familiar with the CIA, MK Ultra, and its connection to cults, particularly with African Americans in America? Yes or no?
Yes.
He said yes.
Are you a part of that?
How many questions do you get?
Okay, I'll let it go. Good deflection, though. I think I just hit the nail on the head. For all that are listening, God bless you. Love
Nobody's going to even remember this tomorrow. Nobody cares about us for real, bro. You act like you did a service to humanity. Nobody really cares.
You got a lot of background noise, Den 1200. A lot of background noise.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm trying to stop it. Can you hear me now?
It's a lot of background noise.
Can you hear me, Nique?
It's a lot of background
noise. Oh, man. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's so bad.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to ask, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Nique?
He just wasted his question. He said, can you hear me? That was one
All
question.
right, my question is, hold on, man. My question is, what are y'all going to do if Chief doesn't get out of jail?
There is no what if. There is no what if. It's only when.
All right, thank you, Nique, for your time. I'm a big fan of your show. I just wanted to ask that one question, what would they, okay, if there's not an if, okay, let's say, what will y'all do until Chief gets out of jail?
I'm going to continue to teach divine knowledge of self in the name of Eligio the Christ.
All right, thank you for your time, Nique. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you so much. All right, we're gonna take like 2 more calls and then we're gonna end it. I can't get to everybody because it's time to wrap. I'm starting to hear an echo now.
Maybe you got something too loud. Maybe I'm too loud. Maybe my phone is too loud.
It's in my headphones, so it can't be.
I know you loud on my side.
All right, so we're gonna take 2 more calls. If you guys want to super chat your way to the top, actually, I'll do 3 calls. If you guys want to super chat your way to the top, you can. If not, I'm gonna just go in order. 1603. Hello. 1603.
They probably don't even remember their phone number.
1603. Are you there? All right.
Yo, these folks crazy.
9229. Hello.
Hey, Nique, how are you?
Okay.
I have a question. Hear me?
Yeah, it's a. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you. We hear you. Hello?
You joining a cult, carbonation, or whatever organization this is. How would you honestly feel? Would you support this? Would you be against it? How would you feel?
Oh, was a question for Nique?
I think she said.
I just said you. Her name is not true.
I think she
Oh, I
said.
didn't hear it. I'm sorry. I didn't hear it.
Oh, go ahead. Ask him again.
I just asked, how would you feel if your child were to join a cult or organization like carbonation?
Oh, my child was actually born. My child was actually born into it.
Excuse me, like you, hold on.
Oh, you have more to say. Okay, go ahead. Hello?
What'd you say?
Oh, I thought you was done. I thought you was done asking me a question.
Listen, stop with the sarcasm. You heard what I asked. If you don't want to answer it, just say you don't want
I really was about to answer. You said, hold on.
Nique, I commend you, Nique, because you have been so professional, and I can just tell that there were so many times you wanted to end this interview. He has been so nasty to you, talking to you like you are like the gum off the bottom of his shoe. And I know that you wanted to end the call, but you've been doing this for us. So I just want to commend you on how professional you've been, because I know how you are and you don't bite your tongue. And he is so nasty and condescending. And you probably want to be Nique. That's why you want to be so nasty.
She's mad.
You know, you want a vagina.
She's mad.
You should do the screen and smacking the shit out of you, but I don't want to smell your smoke, and you look like you're dying from AIDS. Bye.
Mad.
All right.
Big mad.
1603. Hello. 1603.
They done forgot their last phone.
Yeah.
Oh. She didn't even let me answer the question.
1603. Are you there?
Hello.
1603. Going once. Going twice. All right. I don't know what's going on. All right. 0647. Hello. And I don't know why it's saying that you guys can't send super chats. I'm able to get cash apps. So if you send a cash app and you put your last 4 in a cash app, then that'll take you all the way to the top. 0647.
Yes, I'm here.
There we go. I can hear you.
Thank you. True.
Yes.
Is your 3 God mad because he didn't get Mama Dia's insurance money? Maybe that's why y'all didn't want to take her to the hospital?
You know I recognize your voice, right?
I'm not hiding.
I'm just saying, you have a very distinct voice, and I recognize your voice, and I know who you are.
I'm glad you know that. You don't scare me, True. How could I be scared of a man that's scared of another man? Punk. A man that allows another man to beat on his wife. Punk.
We don't know the voice.
Good night,
who is the
Nique.
voice? Who was the voice? We don't know the voice.
It sounds like this lady we ended up staying with for a 24-hour show where they recorded us all day, every day. And we was doing it live streaming in her apartment in Jersey.
Oh, okay. 8046. Hello.
Okay, finally. Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you just fine.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I'm the one that you said that be following you. Nah, I don't be following people. I'm just all about the truth. I'm a truth seeker and a truth revealer on YouTube, actually, though. And I wanted to ask you about, you said, time is an illusion. So why do you need time for an astrology chart? You need the exact time of birth. So how do you do astrology without the time?
Even though time is an illusion, it can be used to track the patterns of the planets. Doesn't make time more real because it can be utilized in the simulation.
Okay. And the same thing, like for, this is still about time. Like men actually have to release once every 2 weeks. So how do you go about that? Like, cause they got something, it's called blue balls. It gets very heavy down there if you don't release. So if you don't masturbate, like how do you do that? How do you take care of that?
I find that the blue balls theory you just introduced was not true.
Well, it happens for me. Why does it happen for some people? Maybe it don't happen for you.
Ball is mental. So whatever you got going on with your balls is coming from your mind. It's a mental issue.
About that. There should be a way to prove that physiologically. But I know I'm like you. I got a lot of planets in the 8th house, which is about sex or Scorpio. So maybe that's why. And you said you should do like once every week. You said like once a week or something like that. But right now I'm trying to find the perfect, not the perfect, but a lady who's more spiritual. So in the meantime, I'm masturbating to release.
Go ahead, do you? I recommend. I just want to address that because I want to capture some knowledge in what people say. So, you don't want to ejaculate so regularly because the amount of time it takes for it to regenerate. And your sperm is literally a part of your life force, and you want to be able to take that and channel it into other avenues. It's called sexual transmutation.
But what I know is that it's like millions of sperm gets produced in your, in there every day.
But there's still a development process, even though they're reproduced, there's still a stage of maturity that needs to take shape and form over a period of time. But if you keep ejaculating, you never allow that process to happen.
All right. We got a super chat from Michelle. Michelle look like she sent in a super chat just fine. I don't know why y'all not able to send in a super chat.
What's going on with Michelle's forehead?
She said, ask him why he feels it's necessary to brainwash young Black women who are vulnerable, and how would he feel about it happening to his daughter?
Well, we don't brainwash anybody because nobody can brainwash you. If your mind is that weak to the point where somebody can influence you beyond your own decision, then that's something you need to deal with. Brainwashing is actually the process of discarding what you previously believed in a way to introduce a new set of beliefs. And so it wouldn't make any sense for me to go into the second question because brainwashing is something that's contingent upon the individual. It's not something that somebody else can do for you.
All right. And there was a question from a content creator who said, can you put this on your channel? I do not allow content creators to put my full stream on their channel, but as you've seen, if you watch the beginning of the video, there was clips. So if you take clips and do commentary on certain clips, I do not mind commentary on certain clips. But if a person is to just play my video the whole way through, then yes, I will strike those videos. However, if you make it transformative and you take a couple of clips and you do commentary on it, then I don't mind that. But if you just take it and you rip it and you run, that's not okay. What were you saying, True?
No, I seen a message come through my phone. Trying to figure out what in the world was that? Hold on. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me check something real quick. Oh, okay, that's what that was. Okay, what's it today? The 9th, ain't
it? Today is, well, for me it's the 8th. For you it's the 9th.
9th. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Everything good.
All right. But yeah, so to the content creators, if you take clips, like 1 minute clips of him saying this or 1 minute clip here, there, you know, I don't care. But if you just rip my video, I will strike your channel. If you just play my video, you don't make it transformative, I will strike your channel. So 1451, hello.
Hi, I have a question. How many PPP loans did you apply for, or have you applied for any PPP loans? And how many, and for how much did you receive, and where is the money? That's it.
What kind of question is that?
It's a very straightforward question.
Do you work for the CIA or FBI?
I mean, you said you didn't use any of Babylon's money. You made.
Am I under investigation?
Probably said that you don't work. So, as taxpayers who paid for those PPP loans would like the answers to the questions.
Nah, you good.
Not
I got an answer for you. I got an answer for you. You ready?
How many did you get?
You ready? You ready for the answer?
How many did you get?
You ready for the
How
answer?
many did you get? How much did you get?
Get what? What you talking about?
How much in taxpayer PPP loans did you receive?
Oh, I ain't getting no money. I ain't got no money. I'm broke, baby.
You did not apply for any PPP loans?
I'm broke, baby. I ain't apply for no loan.
You did not apply for any PPP loans?
Mm-mm.
Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Thank you, Nique.
All right. Thank you so much. A person sent in a super chat and they said, would you ever give Natureboy a strawberry if he didn't ask for a strawberry?
Man, that's it. Man, come on. We got here to grown people asking about some strawberry. Come on, man. Go get some strawberries. Strawberries is good for you, though. Strawberries is good. Make sure they're organic. Make sure you eat organic fruit. Don't eat GMO fruit, because GMO fruit, when you eat it, it contains genetically modified information, which then therefore goes and alters your genes. And when you have altered genes, you have altered behavior. This is what we're talking about when we talk about mind control. Mind control is actually the manipulation of your DNA, because your DNA is actually your mind.
All right. All right. So we're going to take the last caller, 2555.
Make it good. Make it good.
Hello?
Yes. Hi.
Hi, Nique. How are you?
Hey.
True, I'm not on here to bash you or anything, but my question to you is, once this, I'm not going to call it a storyline, but once everybody forgets about Natureboy, what are you going to do? How are you going to live?
What you who? You can't forget Chief. What you mean? That's not even possible.
No, we can. A lot of people's attention span is very low.
What you talking about? The people you know?
The next thing in society is going to happen, and we're going to forget about this bond hearing and all of this. So what are you going to do? How are you going to do?
Who are we? Who you representative for? Who you the representative for? Who are we? Who does we you talking about?
Us as a society, like, you know, people who
I'm talking about who you represent. Like who you,
shows and things like that.
I'm saying you saying we. I'm talking about who you speaking for.
Us besides carbonation. That's who.
So you speak. Who appointed you representative for everybody?
Oh my God, True. I wish you the best of luck in life.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Stop lying.
You know,
you don't care. You're
very defensive because you've been abused for so long.
Oh, okay.
You're not your enemy.
Okay.
This was your time to redeem yourself with this interview, and you coming at everybody, even the person who even gave you an opportunity to come on her platform. You telling her what she should say to others when you never even spoke up for yourself. How dare you?
Right. I don't want y'all to
You're
like
not
me.
honorable.
You know I don't like you.
Honorable in our eyes.
You know I don't like you. I don't want y'all to like me. You know that, right? I'm glad y'all hate me.
Why? The antagonist role doesn't work for you.
No, I'm glad y'all don't like me. I don't want you to like me. It's working. I did exactly what I came. I did exactly what I came to do.
A lot of people's gonna forget this.
I don't. Good.
And they're gonna forget you.
Good.
And they're gonna forget Nature Boy as well.
Okay. Well, your statement does not have any effect on reality.
Okay, and neither does yours.
Okay. Bye.
You don't hold no weight by yourself. Carbonation doesn't hold no weight.
Who?
You guys are not honorable. Girls is weak. Like, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna take care of yourself? You have a beautiful son, by the way. I hope you do right for him. And Nique, keep
No,
doing
you don't.
when I'm
When you get off that phone, you going back to your life.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. All right. We got 2 super chatted questions, and then I'll ask you the final question and then we'll be out. Mika Wash says, why would y'all make a biological male the queen of your camp?
It was a clout chase. It wasn't serious. Queen Malia is still the queen.
So Queen Malia is still there. All right. Somebody said, as an able-bodied man, do you see yourself ever getting a job and being a productive member of society?
I'm already doing that. My job is to teach divine knowledge of self, which I do every day. Every chance I get, that's what I'm doing. As far as working for the European system, exchanging my soul or my mind for money, no, sir, you'll never see me do that. I realized I couldn't work a 9 to 5 when I was 15.
All right. All right. 911. Just sent in a super chat. This will be the last for sure official caller. 9110. Hello.
Hello. How are you doing?
Hey.
She didn't ask me how.
True. How are you doing?
Very well. How about yourself?
I'm well. Unfortunately, you don't know my voice because why haven't you reached back out to me?
Yo, I know this Queen Tulsa.
Why me and you stopped talking because I won't send you any money.
What you want, Queen Tulsa? What you want?
But why are you not gonna tell them that me and you stopped talking because I didn't send you money?
It ain't had nothing to do with no money. It had everything to do with you not being on the same frequency as me. And then when I didn't want to talk to you no more, you kept harassing me. Now you still harassing me. You following me everywhere I go.
Harassing you? I have not been harassing you.
You have been harassing me. I told you I was busy and not to call me no more, but you kept calling. And I had to block you. Now you on my interview with Nique. God, dog.
Listen, no. So listen, so you're not gonna tell the people what type of we had a relationship.
We did not have no relationship. I talked to you on the phone 2 times. God,
you know what? I just got a question. Are you upset because I moved on to Caliber? Are you mad because of that?
You trying to get clout, bruh?
No, I'm not, bruh.
Bruh, chill, bruh. I don't know you
So did Nature tell you that I was the one that he talked to right after court? Are you mad about that too?
No, Queen Tulsa, I don't get mad.
So guess what? I didn't need your approval because guess what? Nature Boy said that I'm in. Now I just wanted to come up here and let you know that.
Okay. Be in, bruh. Be
in. And stop lying. You is asking people for money.
I ain't asking nobody for no money.
Yes, you did. You want me to send you $5?
No, I'm straight. I'm straight on the $5, man. I'm cool.
You straight.
All right, man. We'll holler at you, man. All right, man. We'll holler at you, man. All right.
Call me later, babe. Bye.
All right. Dee sent in a super chat and she said, True's relatives need to find him and do a 5150 72-hour hold. It's truly hilarious. He thinks he's intelligent. This bug-eyed man-child is gone.
I can't believe you read that, Nique. You should be ashamed of yourself.
That was a $20 super chat. She asked me to read it. All right,
but you see what money will make people do?
It'll make people do some crazy things. All right, last question in closing. I did not address the situation with your sister. So in closing, I want you to be able to answer that. You first came out and you said that you had touched one of your sisters or something like that. And then you later said that you didn't touch your sister and that you just said it for shock value. So can you elaborate on the whole situation where you said that you touched your sisters when they were sleeping?
Yeah, I knew that was gonna bother people. I know exactly what to say to trigger people.
Have you talked to your sister since you've been in carbonation?
Yeah, my sister loved me.
How did she feel when she heard that you said that, if it wasn't true?
It never bothered her. She know me. She know me better than y'all do.
How often do you talk to your sister?
I don't talk to them regularly. I don't talk to nobody. I don't talk to nobody like that regularly. I ain't do that before I came here. I would go months without talking to people. That's just how I roll.
Did you ever have anything traumatic like that happening to you, like you being touched when you were younger?
Nah, I told you, I just said that to mess with people. That's how much I don't care about this society. That's how much I don't care what people think about me.
So
I do everything I gotta do.
You would say a thing that would label you as being a pedophile just for attention?
That don't make me no pedophile because I said that. You have to actually do that to be a pedophile.
But
If I was a pedophile, I'd be in jail right now.
But why would you want to give the illusion of a pedophile?
I didn't give the illusion of a pedophile.
If you touched your sister and you're the older brother, that would be, wouldn't it?
It was designed to see how people was gonna respond.
So every time that somebody says something about something when they were younger in carbonation, is that just said to see how people respond? Because I seen a video of Three God and he talked about how he was touched in a foster home, and he stated that when he was in a foster home that a man would like make him do acts on other children and things like that. Was that just getting reaction? Was that real or was that?
Nah, that's real. That really happened to him.
Okay. And then I seen a video with Caliber, and Caliber talked about how when he was 7 years old, he was sucking the penis of his 12-year-old cousin.
Real.
Was that real or was that?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, as far he said he did, I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah, on video, he said on video, I was gonna cue it up, but he said that when he was 7, he said that he had an encounter with his
You ask him.
12-year-old cousin, and he said he sucked his wanky.
Hey, you gotta ask him. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Okay, so what about, I think you guys had a guy by the name of Natural. Natural also stated something that he was touched as well.
Listen, I don't know. You gotta ask them.
So those were real, but yours wasn't.
I just made mine up to mess with folks.
Okay. All righty. Well, that was the end of the video or the.
I gotta say this. It don't matter about what nobody else do in their life. When you die at the end of your life, it's the only thing that's gonna matter is how you lived. Remember that. So as much as you claim to not like somebody and hate somebody and say that this person deserves this and this person deserves that, you will be judged by what you did. That's it. I just want people to know that subconsciously you already got the message.
Do you want to tell them the Cash App?
No, I don't. Don't worry about no Cash App. These people in your chat room ain't interested in donating to me.
There are some that are actually in the chat that are supporters. As you've seen, there was a couple callers who sounded like they were ready to join. So there are some people who.
Oh, okay. Well, for the people that actually do want to donate, the Cash App is Master True 888.
Okay. All righty. Is there a way that they can follow the knowledge?
Yeah, the Three God TV on YouTube.
I haven't seen any new videos. Are you going to be uploading on that channel?
We posted 2 new videos. I posted a video yesterday and one today.
Oh, okay. I didn't see. All right. So they should follow the Three God TV on YouTube. What about your Bigo? Are you going to be on there?
Yeah, I'll be on Bigo. Yeah, Master True 369.
Okay. Where else can they follow the knowledge?
You can go to TH33God on Instagram. You can go to 3God TV on Instagram. But the main places is 3God TV on Instagram, TH33God on Instagram, and the 3God TV on YouTube. The 3God TV on YouTube got everything.
All right. All righty. Well, thank you so much for coming on, and we appreciate you interviewing.
That was almost 4 hours.
Even though you was rude, and I was
rude. I think people need to redefine rude. I just know who I am.
You was a lot. You was a lot.
People don't like me, right?
But you don't have to. You don't have to make the projection that they have a reality. Like you don't just because they don't like you, don't mean that you have to be defensive and combative.
What you mean defensive and combative? This is me. I shut everybody down because I'm smarter than everybody.
So you feel like you're smarter than everybody, so you have to
feel like. It's not no feel like. I know.
But even people who are smarter than people, they don't act in a way that they have to be condescending. Just
well, that's my job.
So your job is to be
condescending? I'm condescending, man. They didn't tell you.
So how does people do you guys don't have any positive reinforcement of getting the knowledge? So the only way I could intake the knowledge is to have a negative experience?
Your experience of me is contingent upon your perception of me. It has nothing to do with me.
How do you guys deal with discipline if people aren't obtaining the knowledge?
What do you refer? You mean like somebody like yourself? Somebody new?
Somebody that's in carbonation.
Somebody that's what now?
That's with you on the same frequency in carbonation.
Ain't nobody here. Everybody left. Everybody left. Ain't nobody here.
You just said Queen Malia is still queen. So how is everybody there if she's still queen?
No, it's not like what we want to do is establish a way for people to correct themselves. Nobody wants to be over no grown people. You have the knowledge. Everybody has the knowledge. Everybody is just encouraged to apply it to themselves because the greatest society is a society of people that know how to correct themselves. That's it.
So is it you that you sent everybody on a journey to find themselves?
No, I don't do nothing. People are in full control of their lives.
So you're the only one there, nobody else.
No, when you say there, you're talking about like location wise. But I told
No,
you
I'm
it's bigger
talking about
than
in carbonation.
there's more people. Everybody that's on the frequency is in carbonation. Carbonation is a thought frequency. It's not a location.
So she's still the queen of the thought frequency?
Of course.
So she's still on the frequency?
Of course.
Okay. So you're not the only one that's there.
I told you. When you say there, you're talking about what?
So you're the only one in that location, but everybody else is on the same frequency.
Who knows? Who knows where I am right now?
Okay. Well, all righty. Well, thank you for interviewing. We learned a lot tonight. There was a lot.
Did we? Or did people just come up here and try to express how they felt about me and my chief and other things that they may have seen? Because if we were to go back and ask for a summary of the things that I said, nobody remembers.
No, I think people remember especially the part about the showers having chemicals. Like I don't think a lot of people was aware of how much chemicals is in the water. I think that people will definitely remember that part. They're going to remember they learned because for the first time, a lot of people in the chat when I played the thing about your mom, a lot of people didn't know that.
That's so irrelevant. If that's a takeaway, if that's your takeaway from everything that I said,
I didn't get the ocular part and all that. There's somebody
so
in the
you didn't understand. People didn't even grasp the holographic universe. Do you even remember what I was saying about melanin and it was in this relationship?
Yeah, the neuromelanins. Yeah. See, people remember stuff. I remember the neuromelanins is what it's truly about, and not the outside melanin.
Look at you.
We learn. So you can't say that people didn't have a takeaway because people was listening.
They're mad though. They're so mad at themselves. It has nothing to do with me. Remember that. Oh, I want to say this last night. How people
You know that saying that people are mad is a deflection of accountability.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
That's
What
a
people
deflection from accountability.
whatever. You're not superior to me in intelligence. When it comes to what people think about you, it's a reflection of who they are. What people feel about you is what they feel about themselves. So the people who come up here, they hate themselves, and they're using me as an outlet to express their hatred on, for whatever reason that they have justified to do it in their mind.
I'm actually smarter than you because this whole interview was me being smart.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. I was very smart in this interview. A lot of people in the comments, they were mad that I was allowing it to continue, but I'm smart.
Well, you can believe whatever you want to believe.
But thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too.
All righty. All right. So that concludes the interview. He thinks that he outsmarted me, but my bank when I upload these clips is going to say otherwise. Okay? A lot of people in the comments was kind of mad that, I let him do certain things. Child, at the end of the day, what my bank statement is going to say at the end of the day, cuz I do live off of money. Okay? I live off of money. I know how that going to go. Okay? So, a lot of people in the chat said, Nique, why are you letting him do this? Nique, why are you letting him do that? Because I'm smart. That's why. And I would like the interview to continue. Because I know how revenue works, I know how YouTube works, and I know how streaming works. So, with that being said, unlike him, I also do accept cash apps as well. I accept cash apps. I accept super chats. If you guys enjoyed this interview, I really appreciate y'all to donate. Okay. If you guys are aware of my website, I do have items like this bucket hat that I'm wearing now. I have several items on my website. I feel like the bucket hat is the staple of the summer. So you definitely want to get a bucket hat. I have this style and so many others on my website. So, thank y'all for tuning in, and I will see y'all on the next video. And we are going to end on this note, and then we are going to be out.
Stop having light-skinned babies. Why? Because light-skinned babies are retarded. Hold up. Before we get in our feelings, let's objectively examine the word retarded. Retarded means underdeveloped. Why are light-skinned babies underdeveloped? Because they lack melanin. What is melanin and why is it so important? Melanin is an antenna that connects us to the universe. The more melanin you have, the greater your connection to source. The less melanin you have, the lower your connection to source.
Now it's time for a message from my sponsor, and my sponsor being myself, Nique at Nite.com. Check the link in the description to find all the cute goodies I have available on my website. I have these cool, super cute, comfy house shoes available and some new super cute pajamas, but these house shoes won't last long because interrupt my commercial to address this comment. Hold on, wait. This is the thing that it's always funny because this person says, hold on, wait. This person says, interview not enjoyable at all. Enjoy your revenue though. This is somebody who has been watching the entire interview, but then want to tell me how not enjoyable it was to try to take a shot at me. Like, now I see why he be trolling y'all back. Cause what? You enjoyed it enough to sit here for 4 hours. Okay. This interview was enjoyable enough to sit for 4 hours. Okay. So thank you to the people who enjoyed it. Thank you, Scatterbrains, Vision. Thank you to the NiteOwls who are here. What was the one that said that they liked it? Here we go. Yeah.